Round one, fight!
Hey, welcome to Tournament Fights episode number 33. Tonight is the start of our Oscar series we'll be doing, kind of leading up all the way to April. We'll be covering all the Best Picture nominees from the Oscars. So we are starting with the most recent top 64. So we're going to be going all the way from 2013 until 2021. There's a couple more than 64 because we didn't want to just exclude just a couple from 2013. So we're going to have one play-in match, which you'll see coming up here. But I am your host for tonight. I'm Oscar, aka Jordan Movie Hero Anderson. So yeah, I will be guiding you through this tonight. But I'll go ahead and introduce our panel for tonight. We'll start with my co-host, Austinpez. How's it going?
Well, if you notice, I have a different setup tonight. That's not due to anything by choice. It happens due to the fact that my condo parking lot is a foot deep in snow right now. So I stayed with my parents starting 2 days ago. Their internet is not as good, and neither is my setup here. So I apologize for that in advance, but I'm still here hanging out, talking Oscar movies. So still doing my best, still showing up, as I always do.
We'll see how it goes. And also, too, I just got back from seeing Scream 2022 for the second time because that movie's freaking awesome, and it's probably the furthest thing from an Oscar movie, but still, like, it was a good time. So I would definitely recommend that one. But yeah, we'll introduce our next guest. We have Henry Confidential. How's it going?
What's up, man, guys? Luckily for me, my setup is normal, so I can kind of balance out everything with Austin. We're gonna have some fun talking stuff tomorrow, so hopefully he gets all the kinks out today, and then we can rank Fincher tomorrow.
I hope so, because man, I don't know what the deal is with StreamYard and Bluetooth earbuds, but they do not like each other for whatever reason. So, and I can't go wired, so I have no idea why that is. We'll talk about that up the air, but yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, but we also have joining us the Oscars Grouch, Craig Gaynor. How's it going?
Doing well, thank you. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. Good,
man.
Excited to talk Oscar movies with someone who's actually seen all of them. So
I have seen all of them. Yeah, there's also a foot of snow here outside my place in Los Angeles. I'm just kidding. It's like 77 degrees today. But
yeah, we're in LA.
You know, enjoy your snow.
Yep. But then we also have joining us Jordan Owens. How's it going?
Hello. Wait, this is about the Oscars or this is about the Golden Globes?
Oh, shoot.
No, we will not be talking about The Tourist tonight. The best comedy.
I'm out. I'm out. Come on.
Okay.
You're in the wrong show. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
No, you're good. Yeah. The wrong Zoom phone call. But,
we're not thanking the Hollywood Foreign Press tonight. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Hollywood Foreign Press.
But last but certainly not least, we have Aaron in the house. How's it going?
Hello, how's it going? I'm excited to be here and discuss all the greatest films of the last few years, including but not limited to Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas, Transformers: The Last Night, and the 2022 broadcast of the Golden Globes that was definitely existed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Jordan, that reminds me. We should do the same thing, but with the Razzies, and go back and do all the Razzies, Razzie nominees for Worst Picture. That'd be really fun.
Oh yeah.
Fun's a word.
Right. Yeah, but that definitely
but you would have to
be on the schedule in some form.
those.
Hey, we've done something similar to that. We've done Worst of All Time, so it'd be kind of similar, and we had fun with that, voting on what we think is actually the worst, not the best. And that was really fun.
Yeah, that'll be a good time. So. Yeah, look
The
forward to
voting is fun, but
candidate.
sitting through hours and hours and hours of horrible films is not.
Oh, you don't
judge it based on the poster and the plot synopsis. That's good enough.
Yeah,
for me.
that one you can go based on that. That's fine.
Yep. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and jump into it. So, Austin, as my co-host, you want to explain to everyone how it's going to work?
Yeah, so we took the last 64 Best Picture nominees, going all the way back to 2013, and put them in the randomized March Madness bracket and jumbled them all up. And we're going to determine what we think is the best movie to come out in the last number of years. So we'll go up and down the line here once Jordan brings up the March Madness bracket here, and we'll start at the bottom and work our way up, and we'll rotate the votes every time. Since we have 6 people, we do have tiebreaker materials that I'll get to should we need them for our first tie. I'll explain it when we get there. But what we do is we try to keep it fairly rapid fire, right, Henry? Pretty rapid fire. So, but mainly what I'm getting at is this show in tournament fights, how long it goes depends on us. That completely depends on us because we've had tournament fights that go 2 hours and 10 minutes, and we've had ones that go 4.5 hours. So it completely depends on us on how much we want to talk about each one of these movies. So what we try to do is try to keep it to 20 or 30 seconds apiece for each vote. And then definitely once we get the first the first round out of the way, talking about every one of the movies, once we get those inner brackets, we plow through 10 seconds or less and get to a finish. So, but however long we go depends on us. So that's all on us.
This will be a little easier than my top 100 last week. That was
yeah.
And that episode is still going.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that show's still going.
Yeah. But also, as I mentioned too, we're going to have a play-in match to kind of kick it off, and for whatever reason, I forgot to make a bracket for the movie Mank, so that will be a part of our play-in match. So it'll be a 3-way play-in match. So you'll see. I'll bring up the other 2 ones because I just put everything into a randomizer. There are no seeds. Everything's just totally random. So you'll see. So, but I'll go ahead and bring up our first play-in match. Just give me one quick second to pull it up here.
Now for the play-in, so there's 3. Are we going to do the top 2 and then have them 2 face off, or just our favorite of the 3?
We'll just go with our favorite of the 3, I think. Okay. So just make it easy.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Maybe everybody will just vote on what they think is the best out of those 3, I guess, and we'll see whichever one gets the most votes.
Cool.
Both movies will get 2 votes each.
Exactly.
Right?
That's the only thing I was worried about.
Yeah, right.
So the play-in.
We'll see.
Play-in match is the first tiebreaker.
I know. We don't have any procedures for play-in matches. It is what it is.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, so the play-in match is going to be Minari versus No Man's Land versus Mank. So it'll be a 3-way. So when we go around, you can just remember that, and you can vote for which one you like of the 3. So, and as always, we always start at the bottom of the ladder. So, Aaron, you'll be up first, and you can let us know which one you want to vote for. So you can go ahead.
Are all 3 of these movies from the same year?
They are.
They might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to think about Mank. Was that 1 or 2 years old? Well, considering I saw all 3 of these, rated all 3 of these, it's very easy to go with what's highest on the list, which is Nomadland.
Yeah. Sounds good. Jordan, what do you think?
I'm at least the opposite because No Man's Land's my 3rd. So I'm gonna go with. Let's go with Minari.
Yeah. Sounds good. Craig?
Yeah, I'd put Nomadland as my 3rd as well of these 3. I have a bit of a distaste for that film. But the clear standout for me of these 3 is Wonderful, Wonderful Minari. And that is my pick.
All right.
Nomadland was good. Frances McDormand, obviously, she's a baller in everything that she does, but it's not very rewatchable. So it's one of those, you get your experience and it's out the way. Unfortunately, Mank wasn't on the initial list, so I didn't watch it, which is ironic because me and Austin are doing Fincher tomorrow, and that's my only blind spot, so I wish I would have. And I really enjoyed Minari. Stephen Yeun, he's fantastic as the father, that morally gray. If you guys watch my top 100, I like the morally gray, and it's the living the dream. So, and then, how does pee taste?
Yep. All right. Austin, what do you?
Well, I did watch Mank for our Fincher tomorrow night, which is why I'm voting for Minari.
Sure, yeah.
That's a great way to describe that.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
I have a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm going to be saying this a lot tonight. I have not seen any of the 3 playing match, so I got my little whiteboard here. I haven't seen it. So, but I mean, out of the ones, because you have to vote no matter what, even if you haven't seen it. And the one that looks the most interesting to me is probably Minari. I don't know if it's like a Korean movie or like I don't really know much.
It's like 80% in Korean and then like 20% English. It's mostly in Korean.
But it's an
I love
American
part of the world.
film.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an American film. It takes place, I believe, in I don't want to say the wrong
Arkansas,
state,
I
but
think.
it's
Something
possibly. It's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
there's 1 in 50 chance that that's correct. It takes place in a state in the United States, but it's
Arkansas. Yeah.
Let's go, trivia genius Henry Sanchez.
Yeah. So it sounds like Minari is probably going to be the
Minari's the overwhelming winner on this one, so we didn't have to deal with any ties.
All right. So what I have to do really quick, I'm just adding it to the list, and then to the bracket now, and I'm going to hit finalize. So it might take just a quick minute for the finalized bracket to load. So I'm just
in those seconds, I will say I've actually tried to watch Mank, but the first 20 minutes it didn't engage me. So I was like, I'll try again, and I haven't tried again yet. So.
I had a similar experience. I just kind of had to power through, so I'll just say that. So when we get to our rankings, that may be indicative of where it's going to end up. We'll see.
I love you guys on that. So it's like it would be a nice little double feature, and it's just I don't think it's going to be.
Right.
So by the sounds of it, I'm the only person here who doesn't hate Mank. I mean, maybe.
Oh, I don't hate it. I don't hate Mank. I just really love Minari.
I'm going to take that away for a quick second and bring up the bracket. Let's see.
Those two were like this and this for me, so as long as it wasn't Mank, is kind of.
Sounds good. All right, so now we have the first matchup here that you can kind of see based on the randomness. So we went for Minari all over again against the father. So that's what's.
This is very weighted based on similar years at this point so far.
Yeah, right.
Are you sure this was randomized? It appears that they were all just in the order you inserted them.
Yeah, right. No, like they're in a randomizer. So this one will start with Jordan Owens. You'll be up first. So which one you want to go for here?
Oh man, this one's tough. I wouldn't mind if Minari goes through, but I just think Hopkins, is so fantastic, and it is a really interesting tale the way it's edited, the way it's all the performances in it actually. So I'm gonna go with the father.
Yeah, sounds good. Kurt.
Yeah, this is all again another very close one for me. It's neck and neck. Both of these were just outstanding Best Picture nominees from last year. Anthony Hopkins' performance is probably the best of his career. But at the same time, we talked before about the if we look about the rewatchability, I think that The Father is a little bit of a hard watch. It's a fantastic film, but it's just like it's a bit depressing, whereas Minari is more uplifting, and so I'm gonna give Minari the edge for that. That's the tiebreaker for me. Is both of them have an Oscar-winning performance. Young Jun-Yu won for Minari, and it's had just an all-around great cast. So Minari it is.
Yeah. Sounds good, Henry.
So I think Jordan's going to say something similar, but I love Korean cinema. So when I went into Minari, I kind of had high expectations, and I liked it. I didn't love it, and I don't really expect myself watching it again multiple times. Whereas The Father, this is how you direct a drama. There's something about, the movie where it's a pure drama, but it's directed in a way that, keeps you interested and engaged the entire time. So The Father is fantastic. The performances are great, and it's not that long either. So, even though it does have that, that dour tone at times, I feel like it would be more rewatchable. So I'm going The Father.
Yeah. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I talked a little bit about The Father on one of our other episodes we did, and it's hitting home with me a lot, and I've rewatched it since because my grandfather's going through a heavy case of dementia right now, so it's like it's a very relatable movie right now. So I really connected to and go with The Father, so that's gonna go where my vote is.
Yeah, and I have actually seen The Father, but I have not seen a Minari, but I'm really interested in it, but The Father was a hard movie to watch. I mean, but the performance by Anthony Hopkins, it just a powerhouse performance. I mean, there's the reason why he won the Best Actor Oscar for it. So, I mean, I think that I got to go with The Father, also based on the fact that I haven't seen Minari, so I'll just go with The Father. So,
The Father by default for you.
Yep, right. Aaron, what do you think?
I also would have. I'd go with The Father to kind of say something different from everybody else because I think you can heap praise on it. I'm going to kind of go back to a little bit what Henry was saying, but a lot of credit should go to Florian Zeller for the direction of this film because I think more than anything, especially if you know somebody who's gone through something like this, it very convincingly, or as much as somebody who's never experienced it can, portrays the experience of what somebody would go through with this with dementia, and that's very impactful. So yeah, Father.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like The Father it is.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
All right. Then moving on to the next one, we got Hell or High Water going up against The Irishman. All right.
Ooh, okay.
So we'll start with Craig this time. What do you think?
You know, for me, Hell or High Water is one of my favorite Best Picture nominees of the last 8 years. It's probably, you know, I haven't gone through and ranked them, but if I did, I'd probably put it in my top 10. Jeff Bridges is one of my favorite actors of all time. Love the just kind of the gritty crime story. That's also just, you know, the criminals are the heroes, but you're also still rooting for the cops as well. It's just you know, whereas The Irishman, you know, it's good, but it does, you know, it didn't really have I don't know, it fell out of my. I was actually just reviewing my list of my top 10 films from the year 2019, and The Irishman, fell off the list right at the end there. So, Hell or High Water, it is easily for me here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so the Irishman, I just rewatched it yesterday because I haven't seen it since theaters. And fun little story. When I went to see the Irishman in theater, I went to a movie theater out in Chicago because it wasn't playing locally. So I drove like 30 minutes, and it's 3.5 hours long. And there was like 5, bros, and they're drinking, like passing a bottle back and forth, being loud for almost the entire 3.5 hours. And I was still thoroughly engaged. I really liked it. And then when I rewatched yesterday, I still really liked it. Depending on the day, I might actually like it more than Goodfellas and be, a lower top 10 Scorsese for me. With that said, Hell or High Water is in my top 100. I love that movie. It's a banger, and everything I said about it last week, I could repeat, but I don't need to. Hell or High Water, pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you think here?
Yeah, The Irishman was okay. It's not going to crack my top 10 Scorsese. I think while the performances are good, it wasn't as entertaining overall as I hoped it would be. But Hell or High Water is super, super entertaining. Fun, kind of a Western movie. I really like it. So I'm going to go Hell or High Water on this one.
Yeah. So, yeah, like for me, like I was really, really surprised by Hell or High Water. I didn't know exactly what to expect going in. Like I wasn't sure if it's going to be like a more modern Western or if it's going to be like an older style one. But I like the kind of modern tone of it, kind of mixing in with some heist stuff going on. You have some really amazing performances from Ben Foster and Chris Pine. I mean, so it was a fun time. And The Irishman for me just kind of dragged. Like it had its moments, but for me, like the de-aging didn't really work so well, and then I just really felt the length on it, so I was just kind of like it was fine. I mean, it's a powerhouse performance from the 3 actors. I mean, it was fun seeing like De Niro and Pesci and Al Pacino back on screen all together again. But I got to go with Hell or High Water. So. But,
can I jump in real quick and say one thing about The Irishman? Yeah. How do you make a movie where every single character in it is supposed to be Italian except for Al Pacino and Robert De Niro? It makes no sense. It's like the whole time they're saying it's like, oh, he's an outsider because he's not Italian. It's like, isn't he though? He's Irish. He's really Irish. Is he though? Anyway, sorry. Gotta go back to
it. Yeah. That makes sense. But.
Yeah. For me, this is as simple as The Irishman is good. I mean, I fail to see where Scorsese really makes bad films, but it's not one of his best. It's not the best he's done with these guys. It's not even the best of his last decade. I'd say Wolf of Wall Street, and in my opinion, I know a lot of people didn't see it, but I thought Silence was far better than The Irishman as well. Hell or High Water is an excellent film. So yeah, Hell or High Water.
Yeah.
Hell or High Water.
Well, Jordan, did you want to give your thoughts?
I'll just continue to write the pen. I'm very happy to see the love for High Water. I want to say I think I had Movie Pass, so I went to the theater, just kind of sold on the actors. The fact that I had Movie Pass and walked out. Surprised at the people I helped. But I definitely championed that show, and happy to see that I found other people that have loved it over the years as well. So Hell or High Water as well. Irishman's good, but as people have said, Oscar.
Yeah. Well, sounds like Hell or High Water it is. So and then also too, a little question. I don't know if anybody even knows the answer to this. Someone's asking, why is it called an Oscar? I have no idea. Does anybody know? Is it named after someone?
Oscar.
Yeah, right.
Oscar Mayer Wiener sponsored them at one point.
Yeah, there you go.
They didn't want to call him the Wiener. They just call him the winner and then the Oscar. But just full circle.
Yep. There you go. But next we got Boyhood going up against Lady Bird.
Talk about coming of age battle.
Yep.
Boyhood versus Girlhood.
Yeah, right.
Versus Birdhood.
We'll start with Henry this time.
So I've been vocal that Lady Bird it's a movie it's fine. It's got good performances, but I don't really care about the story. And also I have this weird thing with the editing. There's a lot of like choppy editing in it that no one really critiques, and I haven't understood it because it's very jarring. Boyhood, it's not as rewatchable, but there's something about it, being a boy that I just connected with it, and I love Richard Linklater. I love I think it was Coltrane. He does a good job of growing up. He does a good job of like actually growing up, and like the acting's not fantastic, but that kind of gives it that realism. And then I love Ethan Hawke's father character, where it's like he's not the greatest dad in the world, but throughout the majority of the movie he's trying. And then by the end, Patricia Arquette, as the mom, where she just bummed out that her son's leaving, because it's like it's kind of gives a little bit of insight of what she's going through as essentially a single mother, and then just kind of an aging mother with all of her crappy boyfriends, and stuff. So there's something about Boyhood that's special, and I really like it. And Lady Bird, I feel like super overrated. Good performances, but I don't really care about the movie. So Boyhood for me.
Yeah. Austin, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with neither.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I guess if I have to vote, I go Boyhood. Lady Bird didn't impress me that much. Neither did Boyhood. I understand the feat of it, and then the effort it took into it. It just I don't think it made for an engaging story. I think it's interesting to watch, but not really engaging. So I'll still go Boyhood for that reason. By the way, I'm having a lot of issues here. I'm gonna restart my phone for a second because it's overheating for no reason right now, and I don't know why. So I'll bump back in a minute. So my apologies. Right. I'm having all kinds of shitty stuff. So I'll be right back.
I wish Edge of 17 was nominated for Best Picture. I'd rather watch that over Lady Bird any day of the world.
Same. Like I would way rather. That's in my top 100 for sure. But for me, I'd probably go with Boyhood here. Like Lady Bird, that's fine. Like I'm a big Saoirse Ronan fan. She might show up for maybe a different movie on this list, but Boyhood, I thought it was a pretty clever idea, kind of seeing this boy kind of grow up almost in real time. Kind of they kind of like show him aging over the years. So the movie that took 12 years to make. I mean, like literally, and yeah, like it was a fun time, and probably my favorite performance in the movie was definitely from Patricia Arquette. I thought she was super, super solid in this. So yeah, I'm gonna vote Boyhood. Aaron?
So first off, to answer the previous question, because I just decided to look it up, the explanation for the Oscars nickname goes back to, according to the official reasoning given by the Academy Motion Pictures of Arts and Sciences, is in 1931, an Academy Awards librarian named Margaret Herrick saw the golden statue and claimed that it reminded her of her uncle Oscar. Herrick would later go on to become the Academy Motion Pictures of Arts and Sciences director, and the employees kind of took what she said as the nickname for the statue.
Okay, so was it originally then just called Academy Award? Probably that was the original.
Yes, the Academy Award. Yeah.
Okay.
And then to answer the actual question, I never do take a day off. I'm used to looking shit up while listening to people, Henry. To answer the actual question, I'm going to go with Boyhood. I think both of these movies are good. I don't think either of them are top of the class for the year that they came out. But I do appreciate the effort that goes into Boyhood, the idea of trying to tell a coming of age story in the legitimate sense of every single year you meet for like 2 weeks in film is just really rather intriguing. And Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette give great performances throughout. Honestly, the most disappointing thing about that film is, in all honesty, L.R. Coltrane is not that great an actor. The one or two things he's done as an adult since, I don't think he's been that good in, which is rather unfortunate because as a kid, I thought he was really good in this film.
Yeah. Well, so are you still going for Boyhood, or which one are you voting for?
Yeah, I said Boyhood.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Jordan, what do you think?
I like both of these films. I think they're both well made. I really love the concept of Boyhood. It's a great concept. I wouldn't mind seeing someone else try to tackle maybe in a different way. Who knows? God forbid Eller Coltrane decided as a teen that he just didn't want to act anymore. It would have been so screwed. But I'll go and vote for Lady Bird, though. I just think it's a sharper, wittier script that I enjoyed watching. Great performances. Beanie Feldstein kind of breaking out, being someone to watch. And yeah, I got to go with Lady Bird. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, sounds good. Craig, what do you think?
Yeah, so these are two films, neither of which I'm particularly high on. I'm not like I don't dislike either of them, but I think both of them have kind of similar structural issues where they feel more episodic instead of telling a more sustained story arc. But with Boyhood, again, it's just kind of the nature of it. Here's every 2 years, whereas with Lady Bird, instead of it seemed like the focus was more just to a year in the life. So it's kind of interesting that these two got paired against each other. That being said, I think of the two, I found Lady Bird to be more better watch. Just kind of as Jordan was saying before me, it's a it sharper script, and I think both had strong performances. I thought, but I think I had more enjoyment out of Lady Bird than out of Boyhood. So I'm gonna go Lady Bird.
Yeah. A little love for Lady Bird, but I think Boyhood takes it this time. So Boyhood.
I believe the vote was 4-2, 4-2 in favor of Boyhood.
I don't like either their odds either way for the next round. So
yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know what they're going up against yet.
Yeah,
but
we'll find out.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll find out
next on this round.
Coming up, you got Parasite.
Don't stand a chance.
Going up against Grand Budapest Hotel. All right. So, and I believe Austin, you're up. So.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden my volume decided to go down for no reason, so I can barely hear everybody. Fuck, dude. I don't know. This we'll see how long this holds out, because now my phone's overheating and won't charge properly for no reason whatsoever. So we'll see how long it holds out.
Sure.
But I don't like Wes Anderson, so Parasite.
Yeah.
Keep it short and sweet.
And I'm the same way. Like, I don't like Wes Anderson movies at all. Like, I don't think there's a single one that I like. But Parasite's awesome. Like Parasite's definitely in my top 20 of all time. Like, it's just an amazing movie. Saw this movie I think 4 times in theaters just because I kept finding people who hadn't seen it, and I also worked at a movie theater at the time that it came out, so it was easy to go back and take people to go see it for free. So, yeah, Parasite for sure. Aaron.
I mean, I'm gonna be the first one to not shit on Wes Anderson and say I think he is a really good filmmaker. Unfortunately, he got put up against a really brilliant film. I think it says it all that throughout the entire history of the Academy Awards, a foreign language film had never won Best Picture. Not that there weren't good contenders before, but Parasite is a deserving first of that recognition. It is an incredible film. It bends different genres together, because even though it's thrilling and you're trying to figure out what's going on or the confusion behind it, but it's also funny at points. It's just a great film.
Yeah, sounds good. Jordan?
Yeah, bouncing off of that, I like Wes Anderson recently as well. I think his last few films have been pretty fun. Great cast always too. So I've turned the tide. I'm enjoying him and his upcoming stuff. But as Aaron just kind of said, Parasite, it had that uphill battle just to even get the nomination and then to win. It truly kind of shows us from there that it's an interesting, unique film. and it balances all those different ideas so well. Great cast. Yeah, I got to go Parasite. But
Yeah, sounds good. Yep. Well,
I'm
Craig,
gonna, I'm gonna be the first person to actually pick Grand Budapest Hotel. Your Grand Budapest, I absolutely love this film. I'm a big Wes Anderson fan. Bottle Rocket, his first film, is one of my favorites of all time. I think that his career took a little bit of a dip when he stopped writing with Owen Wilson after Tenenbaums, but I think the things he did this past decade were all just kind of return to form and show that he had a better sense of understanding human emotion a lot better. And specifically this one, it was I don't know, I found the performances to be great, and I found the just kind of the emotion and the pride that someone took as being a concierge was just as someone who spent some time working in customer service, seeing that someone take pride in that kind of work, I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm taking Grand Budapest here.
Yeah, sounds good.
If we would have asked me this around the time Parasite came out, or even before Parasite came out, I probably would have went Budapest, easily, because that was just for a while one of my favorite films. I really love Wes Anderson. Ironically, the only film that I don't like of his was his most recent French Dispatch. That movie sucks. But the rest of the movie I love, and I double up. Bottle Rocket is my favorite of his easily. But Budapest has gone down, in each subsequent rewatch. It's still hilarious, but it's just, I don't know, something about it's missing. But Parasite, it's a banger. Like I'm surprised I'm not fluent in Korean at this point, as many times I've watched this and just kind of had in the background just learn the language. Like, it's so rewatchable to me, and I don't speak the language obviously yet, but I love this movie so much. And it's one of those ones in this community, I'm surprised people haven't turned on it yet, because it's so popular that people like to do that, where they're like, oh, it's so popular, so I want to be edgy and go against it, but they haven't done that yet, so I'm happy about that. Parasite easily.
Yep. Well, sounds like Parasite it is. So we'll go with Parasite, and then moving on, we got Birdman going up against The Martian. Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I guess I'm up first, and I'll just say that I did not care for Birdman. Like, it just bored me to tears. Like, I just didn't really like it. And for whatever reason, I couldn't connect with it, even though it's like kind of like sort of about a superhero in some ways, but it's and I do like what they were going for with like the single camera shot like throughout it. Like, I thought that was pretty creative, and I think Michael Keaton gave a great performance. I mean, the cast all around gave a great performance, but it just wasn't a movie really for me. But I mean, The Martian was a lot of fun, and maybe it's not one that I would vote highly over a lot of other movies on this list, but here, like, I'm a big Martian fan compared to Birdman, so I'll vote for the Martian. What, Aaron?
The Martian is a great film, and though I understood why people reacted the way they did, it is a funny movie. So, the comedy thing's a little off kilter, but it is what it is. It was funny. Birdman's one of my favorite films of all time. It is my favorite film of that year. Obviously, I am younger than everyone else here on the panel, so my viewing experience and what brought me into loving film more and more is of the last few years. And this was one of those films, because I think it is incredibly artistic, but every decision works for me. The camera work is incredible, and the fact that they pull off the one shot, something that people loved more for 1917 recently. It did a little better at the box office. More people saw it. I think when it's executed well, it can really work. I think all the performances top to bottom are incredible. I think the script is really smart. The dialogue is really witty, and it delivers even bits of exposition without having to just obviously state it. It finds creative ways to deliver what it's trying to say. And it's a film that I think you can really think on. I like the fact that no one has come out and explicitly said, like, this is what we meant. It's a film that's trying to make you think. It's trying to make you wonder what's real, what's not, towards the end of the film, what is actually happening. And I love a film that can do that. So Birdman easily.
Yeah, sounds good. Jordan, what do you think?
It's a tough one, which I guess is going to happen probably a lot during this discussion here. But Birdman's really good. Love the way it's shot. Keaton, some of the interactions between him and Norin, I really loved, and just in general, Emma Stone as well, of course. I really love The Martian, though. I think it's a great tale. It tugs at your heartstrings. Another one with a great eclectic cast. I'm not mad again with either one wins, but I'm gonna go with The Martian by a hair.
Yeah, sounds good. Craig?
I'm gonna keep this a little short because I don't want us to go too long. I don't want this to be one of those 4.5 hours.
Right.
I like The Martian. I love Birdman. Going Birdman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Henry?
The Martian is better than it has any right to be, especially at the time. Ridley Scott hadn't done a good movie in almost 10 years at that point. But Birdman's awesome. It's Michael Keaton. That was his return, ironically, as well. And, Iñárritu showed that he's a master director and he needs to do more stuff. And it's a fun movie. So Birdman.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what are you going to go
I know
with?
what's coming, so this is going to hurt, but I'll still give my love to it. The Martian's in my top 64, so easily it's going to be The Martian for me. I've seen it probably a dozen times since it came out. Love the book, love the movie. Birdman's all right, but I've only seen it once or twice. But with that, we will have our first tie, and it goes down to the tiebreaker vote, which rotates every round, but we start at the bottom, and that will be Aaron, Mr. Aaron down there. We'll have the first tiebreaker vote, and just to let you know, if you have the tiebreaker vote, you have all the power. You can either stick with your original vote, or you can switch it. You have everything. You can do whatever you want. So I imagine you're going to stick with the original one, Aaron, but just give me that option.
Well, considering this is one of my favorite films of all time, and
what's up?
Can I see before we let it? Why don't we let the chat be the tie-breaking vote?
Yeah, because that's not how it works with tournament fights, Craig. We don't give the power to people. We stick to the
good.
pen.
I mean, it's just weird to give one person 2 votes in the same
But
round.
we rotate it so it's completely random. So we could be a random one that you love, and it lands on you as the tiebreaker vote. That's the whole point. Is that we randomize it.
Yeah, we just kind of do it that way, but
that's just the way we do it.
But
good justification.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, as I was saying, if this is the rule and it's gonna fall to one person, I don't give a shit if I don't do it for the rest of this video. I'm glad this one came to me, Birdman, easily.
Yeah. Show some love to Birdman. Yep. So
it's gonna
You're
fly
trapped
on.
Mars. I'm not bringing you home, Aaron.
Yeah, but it'll be random. So next tiebreaker will be Jordan Owens. So whenever we randomly have a tie, we'll see. But
whatever Aaron doesn't want in, I'm going to vote for it.
right. Yeah, but we have Gravity next, going up against A Star Is Born. So
Ooh.
Easy.
So,
another tough matchup.
Yeah. So I believe Aaron, you're first for this one.
Gravity is an incredible film visually, but A Star Is Born is a film that hit me on a very personal level. Without going too deep into it, I have met family members on both sides of my parents' family that have suffered from similar issues to Bradley Cooper in this film, and it is one of the few instances where a film caused me to completely break. It's not a film I ever want to watch again. It's not rewatchable for me, but it was an incredible viewing experience that I'm glad I saw. And I hope if whatever he does next as a director is half as good as A Star Is Born, it'll still be a success because that's an incredible debut. So I'm going to Star Is Born.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm actually with that, man. Gravity props in its own right, but for me, my heart definitely goes more towards A Star Is Born. I don't even know if Cooper should direct again because he's got a big thing to follow up again. But I hope he does. I love the look of it. I love the performances. I love the story. It's been told before, but I thought he found a really great way, worthy to do it again in his own way. And yeah, I love it. I love The Star Is Born. I think it might have been my favorite of that year. So Star Is Born for me for sure.
Yeah, Craig.
I love both of these movies, but they couldn't be more different. Gravity felt like a roller coaster, like you were literally riding a roller coaster watching that film, and it was just an intense mile a minute. That being said, I agree wholeheartedly with what you guys have already said about A Star Is Born and the just perfect direction Bradley Cooper did. It's unfair that somebody can have so many talents. As many different talents as Bradley Cooper has, and by the way, he is a very handsome man. How dare he?
Right?
And God,
you're not allowed to sing, act, direct, and be beautiful. No.
Yeah, and he speaks French too, by the way. I would, I wanted Lady Gaga to win Best Actress for that. I'm glad she won Best Song because the Shallow is one of my favorite songs of the last decade. Give me a Star Is Born.
Yeah, sounds good.
So everyone knows my opinion on Star Is Born. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's high in my top 100. Gravity, it's similar to like Avatar. If you're just watching it for the experience, it's a good time, but it just kind of leaves you after the fact. Whereas Star Is Born, it hits you. And I disagree with Aaron. It's so rewatchable for me. I rewatch. Could be the first hour. Could be the entire thing. The music's fantastic. The acting's great. It's just one of those where Star Is Born, I love it so much. And similar to what you said, Aaron, it just connected me on the right time, the right moment. It just hasn't not connected to me since. So Star Is Born easily. Gravity's fine.
Yeah. Austin?
Wow, these are not going the way I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my thoughts on A Star Is Born. So does Henry because it was on his show. This movie's not for me. I found it depressing as hell and not particularly entertaining, but that's just me. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox Story ruined a lot of movies like this for me, so I can't watch them anymore. So because I saw every beat coming. It was fine. I now own the Blu-ray, so it will be collecting dust heavily on my shelf for a long, long time because I'm never gonna pop it open again. As opposed to Gravity, which fucking rocks. It's Gravity. Right.
So I have a bit of a hot take here. Like, I don't really like either one of these movies. Like they're just not for me. I thought Gravity, which is boring, just two people floating around space. There's not really any other cast members in this whole movie, and it's like I mean, there's not really much there for me. I mean, there's a little bit of tension, like just waiting to see who's going to survive or not. But it's just, I don't know, they just bored me.
Yeah, right. There's no tension with somebody, literally in space trying to get back to Earth. There's no tension in that whatsoever.
I'm not saying that it has tension. I mean, but it just doesn't really look like. I mean, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm just was bored. So, but with The Star Is Born, I mean, not really for me either. But I mean, probably if I had a choice, I'd probably rather watch A Star Is Born. But not a big musical person, and I'm also kind of picky on like biopics kind of thing, so I'm just kind of like it's fine, like whatever. Yeah. But probably of the two, I'll just go with The Star Is Born. So yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So Star Is Born it is. So moving on, we have
things gonna get ugly next round when it's Star Is Born versus Birdman, though. Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, we got Hidden Figures going against Vice. So.
Hidden Fences. Oh wait, no. I can't.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But Jordan Owens, you're up first. So you got.
Hey, this is tough for me. I really like Vice. I think it's a little undersung here. I thought it zipped along. I'm enjoying what Adam McKay's been bringing between this, the new one, Don't Look Up, and right before it, Big Short. But Hidden Figures 2 is actually one I got to a little bit later over on video or DVD or streaming, whatever I did. And I just thought it was a great tale. 3 fantastic performances here. An interesting tale if you don't know about it. I was in there and I was interested to learn about it. Different films again, but I'll go by Hidden Figures just by a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more focused and I enjoyed the performances.
Yeah, sounds good. Craig?
I enjoyed both these films. I did find the story of Hidden Figures to be really compelling, and the story of Katherine Johnson, and then just to have seen her. She was 98 at the Oscars, and she lived to be a 101. But for me, Vice, I think, was probably my second favorite film of 2018. I just love the way that. I love the way that Adam McKay is able to add his, biting, but his a little bit of biting satire to his dramas, and so I'm gonna go with Vice here.
Yeah, sounds good.
I think if you asked me this after I watched both of them, I probably would have said Vice fairly easily. But as the years have gone by, I really don't remember much about Vice. But it's been almost 7 years now. Well, I guess just probably six and a half years at this point for Hidden Figures. But I remember more of that film then I really thought like I love just the little moments like her having to run to the bathroom and stuff just because they didn't respect her, and just little moments like that. And then her was Kevin Costner, right? Just their
Yes.
dynamic of this, their relationship, how it grows professionally, and just obviously the three women. I love their dynamic. And Vice, I don't remember much about the movie. I remember Bale was incredible, and Adam McKay, had some fun moments in their directing, and the fake ending was hilarious. But other than that, Hidden Figures, it impacted me more on the whole. So I'm gonna go with that one. That was a pleasant surprise, quote unquote Oscar bait movie that actually worked. You don't get those.
Yeah, right. Well, Austin, what are you gonna go with?
I've seen Hidden Figures. I have not seen Vice. Just the Adam McKay stuff. I like The Big Short, but he's a little hit or miss for me as a director. But Hidden Figures was pretty solid, so I'll just go with that. This is one I've seen.
Yeah, and for me, these are two movies that I actually really, really like, both of these. Vice was a big surprise seeing Christian Bale just kind of knock the Dick Cheney role out of the water, just like really, really solid, just kind of transformed into him super well. And I like the style Adam McKay had, and I do think Vice probably for me is the better made movie, but I think though, like Hidden Figures is the one that I'd rather watch more than the one that's ultimately more entertaining, and it's a movie that kind of confirmed to me that Taraji P. Henson is a bona fide star. She can lead pretty much any movie. She's great. So I think overall that I got to go with Hidden Figures just by a little bit here. So yeah.
To be clear, Hustle and Flow said that 10 years before, but hey, that's fine.
True. Yeah.
Well, he probably didn't see Hustle and Flow.
No, I haven't seen it. Nope.
We talked about it. He's gonna eventually.
Yeah. I'm gonna see it, but
Hard out there for a pimp.
Yeah, right. But Aaron, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Hidden Figures. I do think Adam McKay is a good director, but especially with Vice and Don't Look Up, I like his intentions and I like what he's going for. It's just for me personally, the humor doesn't always hit. And in films that are leaning more towards being, obviously they're both dramas, but they are very much leaning into comedy. If I'm not laughing as much, it is a bit of a problem for me. Hidden Figures, I think, is just a really well told story. And I think it's an important story that, especially for when it came out, because I believe the year it was released was kind of off the back of the heel of the whole Oscar so white scenario. To have a film like this that is telling the story of these three Black women and what they did for the advancement of themselves and future workers within NASA. It kind of came together to make this perfect storm and help boost this movie. So I would go with that. But Bale was brilliant in Vice. He was the standout, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. And also, Malcolm, I can confirm that Christian Bale is indeed a robot. He can't transform in
he'll lose like 100 pounds. He'll gain 100 pounds. He'll do muscle. He'll do fat. Yeah, everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Since Vice just got knocked out, I just want to say before we see it disappear, how much I loved all the performances, including Sam Rockwell and Tyler Perry. Oh man, it's at any rate. But I understand. I can't hate Hidden Figures advancing. Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, stellar.
I wasn't trying to get it was mine. I just wanted to give some love to it before it went away.
Yeah, for sure. And then up next we got Call Me by Your Name, going up against Judas and the Black Messiah. So,
okay.
All right. So, Craig, you're up.
No, it's
right?
it's Craig.
It's not me. This one's pretty easy for me. Call Me by Your Name was a great 90-minute story told across 2.5 hours, and it dragged quite a bit. The scene though at the end of Michael Stuhlbarg, his monologue to his son about aging and love and whatnot was just like by far the best part of the film, but it took 2.5 hours to get there. That being said, Judas and the Black Messiah was heartbreaking and true, and just such a decidedly, great performances all around, especially Daniel Kaluuya. Easily for me, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Henry?
I watched Judas Black Messiah a couple months ago, and it was a lot better than I expected it to be because I kind of thought it was just going to be in your face political, but it tells a story and it does a really good job of doing that. Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield, they're fantastic just in their roles, and I kind of thought it was going to be like repetitive after Black Klansman. It's not the same story by any means, but I thought it was going to cover a lot of similar beats, and it did. It definitely separates itself, so I'm glad about that. And it's memorable. What is it, Frank Hampton? I didn't know anything about that story, so
Freddie Hampton.
Fred Hampton. Oh yeah, Fred Hampton. Yeah. So I didn't know anything about that story. So that was nice to like learn about that. And I always say I like morally great characters. So it's always nice to. But with that said, Call Me by Your Name is one of those movies that it's just a fantastic love story. Obviously, you have to get over the age gap, but it takes place in France. That's just what it is. But the actual story that you see, like it takes its time. It actually earns it and develops. And the chemistry between everyone in the entire cast is beautiful and it's well shot. It made me super, super excited to see Suspiria because Luke Guadagnino does a fantastic job just making this movie. And it's you say it's a long one, but I really feel like it flows. I feel like it's got a good pace to it. It's got that nice summer chill vibe, and it's beautiful. So, and obviously Armie Hammer in shorts is riding that bike and doing all them things. It's fun. So I really like that movie, but it makes me think of Peaches differently. I will say that.
Did anyone check Timothée Chalamet for bite marks after the film?
Yeah, right. Sure. But Austin, what do you think?
This one's pretty easy for me. I'm going to go with Judas. I've just been interested in anything Daniel Kaluuya has done since Get Out, but even before then, he's good in movies like Sicario and things. He's always been good. But yeah, pretty much since then, I'll pretty much watch anything he does. And I really like Judas. It was a nice surprise. Call Me by Name was okay, but just not up my alley. Kind of bored, kind of long. Judas.
Yeah, we'll kind of echo everything that you just said, Austin. Because like Call Me by Your Name, it's kind of a drag for me, a little boring. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just kind of I don't know, like just a little long for me, probably. But Judas and the Black Messiah, like it was great, and it's kind of cool to kind of for me learn more about those types of true stories like that, and Daniel Kaluuya too, like. He's been solid in a lot of things, like you mentioned Sicario, but even Queen and Slim, he was awesome, man. Get Out. I mean, I'm excited to see him in Nope. So yeah, I'll vote for Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah. I'm gonna continue it. Judas and the Black Messiah was an absolutely excellent film. Daniel Kaluuya, I think, has been one of the best up and coming actors in Hollywood of the last few years. I think everything he's been in, he's done a great job. I remember a few years ago when he got nominated for Get Out, that was like the surprise of that Oscars for me. Was like, like I thought he was excellent, but I did not think that was a role that would get recognized, and he did. And I think that's the predecessor that leads to a performance like this. He's excellent. Lakeith Stanfield is excellent. I think Jesse Plemons having to kind of play that. I mean, you talk about a morally gray character. That is a guy that I feel like is completely morally gray because you can see in him he wants to kind of do the right thing, but he is bound by what is literally his living to not do the right thing in the essence of ethics. It's just a really intriguing film, and it's a well-told story, and I like that it goes out of its way to humanize every angle. I feel like no matter what side of the line you're on, even if you support what Fred Hampton stood for, but didn't support his tactics or however you go about it, I like that it makes everyone a three-dimensional character. There isn't a good or bad guy in this movie. Everyone has a reason for what they did, and what happened as a result of it happened. Call Me by Your Name. Actually, I think Craig's point cemented it perfectly. It's just way too long. It's way too long. It is a really good film, but for me, 2.5 hours.
It's only half the book.
Like, can we just get over it already? Yeah. And thank God, knowing what we know about Armie Hammer now, thank God he did not eat that fucking peach. There would be so many levels to that now.
Right. That's only half the book. Ooh, yeah. Imagine if it was the whole book. Yeah, but
give me the Snyder cut of that.
Yeah, right. But Jordan, what do you think?
It's kind of been said now. Call Me by Your Name, some beautiful moments. The chat with Sulbarg, even the ending, just staring in the fireplace, it works. You do feel the length, you do. Judas, also a long movie, but I thought it had so much to tell. Very engaging. Already, we've seen the praise of Kaluuya. I love Lakeith Stanfield too. Cast him in everything if you can. Judas is one of my favorite movies of last year. I think it's a great movie. So Judas the Black Messiah for me.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Judas it is. So moving on. And then up next we got The Imitation Game going up against Hacksaw Ridge. So, yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Stars
So
of
Mr.
the stars
Confidential
are
up first.
Way home.
yeah, right. But
So the Imitation
Henry.
Game was a fun movie that I wish I would have revisited, because I remember really liking it when I watched it, and it was just something about what's his name, Turing, Alan Turing. Yeah,
Alan
Turing. It took me a minute to get to where I was going, but it's one of those. He's
Alan
one of those.
Tudyk.
He's one of those people where it's just you learn more about the story, because similar, like, any character where it's a smart character, they're kind of an asshole, but you like understand because no one relates to them on like an intellectual level. So it's kind of one of those ones where you want to hate him because he's a jerk, but also you understand it, and also his love story behind everything that he's going through. During the time you can't be gay, and he's like, he just wants to do what's right for him. So Benedict Cumberbatch does a great job of like building up that character who it is. But I'd only watch it, when it came out, so I don't really remember too much. I just remember the highlights. Whereas Hacksaw Ridge, if it didn't have Mel Gibson's name attached to it, this is one of those movies that would still be talked about to this day, because it's a banger. Like, this movie is awesome. It's one of those. It's a great, coming of age / love story in like the first quarter, turn into just a full-fledged, then you go like a Full Metal Jacket type boot camp, and then just the action and the war scenes are just, it's brutal. Like, it's one of those where it has pretty much everything that you want for a war film, and it's a good three act structure. That Hacksaw Ridge is fantastic, and like I said, take Mel Gibson's name off it and just watch the movie, and it's awesome. Andrew Garfield does a great job of kind of growing as a person and being a hero, and it's a beautiful story. So I'm gonna go Hacksaw Ridge pretty easily, but I do really want to revisit The Imitation Game.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm real similar to Henry on this one. Like, I saw Imitation Game in theaters. I really liked it, but I haven't gone back to it. Benedict Cumberbatch, I remember being excellent, and I liked all the code breaking stuff. That stuff is always really interesting. But like Hacksaw Ridge, yeah, that movie is about the most brutal war movie since Saving Private Ryan. I mean, it's pretty freaking brutal, and it kind of takes you by surprise, because yeah, like you said, the first half is kind of like, it's not really very R-rated. It's kind of like this, Andrew Garfield's, doing his thing and boot camp, and then all of a sudden it's like crazy Pacific warfare. People getting their heads blown off and getting holes ripped in them and their guts spilling out, and it kind of takes you by surprise, but it really grips you and sucks you in. And yeah, I mean, say what you will about Gibson, but he knows how to direct the hell out of a movie. So I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go Hacksaw Ridge as well.
And shout out Hugo Weaving, the daddy is fantastic. His accent, whatever, but his actual acting was good.
Yeah. Well, Austin, we're kind of on a similar wavelength tonight, because I saw The Imitation Game in theaters, and it was really, really good, like really, really interesting, like all that code breaking stuff and Benedict Cumberbatch before, but I haven't gone back to it since theaters. And Hacksaw Ridge is kind of funny. The first time that I watched it, it was like really late at night. I kind of had a long day, so I was watching with my wife, and I fell asleep before all the real war stuff actually kicked in. And so my wife was like, "Man, you missed like one of the best movies. Like, that movie was freaking awesome. We got to go back and rewatch it." So the next night, I made sure that I got plenty of sleep, that I was wide awake, and I rewatched it. Man, for me, it's probably like one of the best war movies since Saving Private Ryan. And yeah, it is just awesome, and it's kind of sad. Everything that's gone down with Mel Gibson, but I mean, because he's a great director, even a great actor, he just kind of got some personal issues, it sounds like. But I'm gonna go with Hacksaw Ridge, because that movie is just awesome. So yeah. Oh, and shout out Vince Vaughn too. I thought he was great as a drill instructor too. One of the best dramatic roles from him, I'll say. So, but Aaron.
A weird pair up on the surface, but both of these are incredibly well made and incredibly true stories from World War II, which I think is really interesting, and kind of the pairing of them. The Imitation Game features a absolutely career-defining performance from Benedict Cumberbatch and Keira Knightley. It's Keira Knightley, right? Is the lead girl?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, thank you. She's also excellent in the film. But I do think Hacksaw Ridge is just a little bit better than it. It's the most Australian World War II has ever been, but everybody brings their A game with it. So I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, sounds good. Jordan, what do you think?
Excuse me. Imitation Game, great performance by Cumberbatch here. Showing he's got a lot of range. Interesting tale too. Kind of reminds me of Hidden Figures in the sense of kind of those undersung heroes. That's what really got us into certain aspects of of life. But I love Hacksaw Ridge. Like I really do. It's one of my favorite, if not the favorite, of that particular year. I again, as has said, if you just look at it from a movie standpoint, it's a really well-made film. Fantastic leading performance here. Wonderfully shot. Really grips you and holds you for the entirety of it. So I love Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, sounds good. Craig, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, Mel Gibson's a garbage human being, but Hacksaw Ridge is a fantastic film, and I like The Imitation Game, but it didn't really, I don't know, I didn't really connect too well with it, and it hasn't really stuck with me that much over the years. Whereas Hacksaw Ridge, just fantastic, performances across the board. And 2021 is the year of Andrew Garfield, so there's no way I'm going to deny Andrew Garfield this victory.
Yeah, absolutely. So sounds like Hacksaw Ridge it is. So yeah.
All right.
So moving on, we have Marriage Story going up against Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Ooh, all right. So I believe it's Austin first.
Yeah, this is a crazy one. So yeah, no, I watched Marriage Story, and it's funny. After I watched Marriage Story, ended up for their Leo Rankum episode going back and watching a movie called Reservation Road that he did, and they're kind of the same movie. I didn't realize it at the time. It's a lot of couples just yelling at each other, but it's still engaging. But yeah, Three Billboards is great. I think I saw it twice in the theater. Like it was that good. Frances McDormand. Sam Rockwell kind of steals the show. He's really, really great. I mean, when is he not great? But he does his thing in Three Billboards. So I only watched Marriage Story once. That was enough for me. But Three Billboards, I could see myself going back to a third time. So I'll go with Three Billboards.
Yeah, and for me, this might be maybe the hardest matchup so far. Like I really love both of these movies. Like I saw Marriage Story right when it came out, but Three Billboards I just saw just yesterday for the first time, and man, that movie was freaking awesome. Like I loved it, and Frances McDormand just cracks me up in that. Like there were scenes where I had to like rewind some of the lines that he said because it was just like so good. I had to hear him again. And then Sam Rockwell, like he was a great performance, even Woody Harrelson. So I mean, I had a really good time with it, and Marriage Story, for anyone who's ever been married or like had some ups and downs in a relationship, I mean, there's a lot of relatable things here. It just gets brutal. Like they just cover everything, and it's like really, really heartbreaking. So, I mean, yeah, gosh, this one's tough. Like I really wish both these could advance, but I think by just because it's a little more fresh for me, and because I just really, really enjoyed it, I got to go Three Billboards. I think so. So yeah, but. Aaron, what do you think?
I don't think there's a lot that I can add. Both are excellent films. I think both are films that are led by their performances, with those being the strong suit of both of these. Marriage Story for me.
Yeah, sounds good. Jordan, what do you think?
I'm with you, Jordan. This might be the hardest one for me yet. I really love both of these here, like a lot. Not much bad to say. Maybe because of the ending, I'll go with Marriage Story. I just think it's a really tight, heartbreaking film. So I'll go with Marriage Story.
Marriage Story proves how crazy divorced lawyers can be too, and how brutal they can be.
How good is she in it too, man? Come on.
Shit!
Excellent.
Yeah, and also we were kind of talking in the private chat yesterday, and kind of like Jordan Owens, your little joke about the sequel is going to be Frances McDormand and Sam Rockwell's road trip movie. So
oh god,
I'd be totally down to see him drive to Idaho because I'm from Idaho. So come on over, right? So,
as long as you're not the person they're visiting.
Yeah, right.
This actually isn't a hard decision for me because Marriage Story was in my top 10 of the year for 2019, but Three Billboards is probably one of my top 10 of the last decade. I actually disagree with A.A. Ron that they're both led by the cast, because Three Billboards, while it has an amazing cast, it has an equally amazing screenplay. It's just like the script is just so sharp in terms of its dialogue, and it's sorry, my cat is attacking me now. This happens from time to time. At any rate, but I could go on and on about Three Billboards. It should have won Best Picture. It got a little bit of a character assassination going down the end of the line that prevented that. I mean, that being said, 20. You'll hear me repeat this a little bit once we get to a little bit later in the brackets. That 2017 for me is probably one of the strongest years that we're going to be covering. And this movie is one of the reasons why. I do really enjoy Marriage Story. I will say I wasn't sure that I was going to like Marriage Story until that final end scene. But the performances across the board of Marriage Story were fantastic. Not even just like the one that I feel like gets the least amount of mention that I really loved the most was Alan Alda in Marriage Story. But Three Billboards just has it's got like 20, I could probably name 20 actors from Three Billboards who are just amazing in it. Even like smaller roles where like Dinklage and John Hawkes and Zelchko Ivanek are all fantastic in the movie. In addition to like the Oscar-winning performances by McDormand and Rockwell, and Woody Harrelson also nominated for it. So good. At any rate, but yeah, Three Billboards easily for me.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, Marriage Story is one of those ones where it's stuck with me as time. Like I've always liked it. Like I never disliked by any means, but as time's gone by, it's stuck with me. So it's like it makes every once in a while I'm like, man, I want to go rewatch that. I want to do a really sad double feature of this and Blue Valentine and just cry my eyes out for the entire night. But Three Billboards, as we talked about last week, it's in my top 100. This would have been a movie I wouldn't have been surprised if it was the next one to win the Big Five, because the direction, Best Picture, the screenplay, and then the top two leads. It's got everything that you really want. It's a really great film, and it's one of those where I feel like people misinterpret the point of Sam Rockwell's character, of his arc, and they feel like it's either rushed or it's not earned or whatever. It's I don't know. I've had that argument online.
And it's funny that people. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to step on your point there, but it's just like it bothers me that people drag on the film because of Sam Rockwell. Like it's like Sam Rockwell's character is why the film didn't get Best Picture, but then he got Best Supporting Actor for it. It's like you're being a little hypocritical.
Exactly.
It's
just trying. It's because if you do Best Picture, it does the whole message instead of just the performance. But yeah, Three Billboards easily. With that said, Marriage Story is still a really good movie, and I'm probably going to say that a bunch of times. Easily, I'm picking one, but I also kind of really like the other one. But Three Billboards.
Yeah. Well, Three Billboards it is. So.
Yeah, I was definitely in suspense with the one that's not in Henry's top 100 versus the one that is.
Yeah.
Martin McDonough's direction is also really great, not just the writing. So I like it.
I love Martin McDonagh.
Well, next we got Spotlight going up against The Darkest Hour.
Easy.
This one's mine. Yeah, like for me, like I enjoyed Spotlight. Like I thought that it was good, and it's a story that definitely probably needed to be told. For me, like it's just kind of a little long and kind of, just dragged a little for me. But The Darkest Hour, man, like you talk about a powerhouse performance. From Gary Oldman, it's just like, oh man, like he just transforms. He's another actor that like can transform into characters like that. Like they're just so good, and yeah, like you really learn a lot about that whole story. So I'm gonna go with Darkest Hour. So, Aaron.
Oh, see, it's easy for me the other way. I'm gonna say something that's probably not popular. I think Gary Oldman is incredible in The Darkest Hour, and he absolutely earned his Oscar. The rest of the film is fine. I wasn't all that connected to or drawn to it outside of his performance. Spotlight is one of the best films of that year. I think it is one of the best films, in my opinion, of this entire list that we've encompassed. Every performance in this from top to bottom. You can literally see the cast list there on the poster. is incredible, and it's a heartbreaking story. The fact that this is real and the reporter's kind of discovery, and it's not even so much the actions that are being committed, but it's and especially you see it through Mark Ruffalo's character. It's the coming to an understanding of these people are not only just aware of what's happening, but a lot of them are facilitating it and are just kind of okaying it, especially within the church. And it's just it's a really well told, heartbreaking story. So a spotlight easily for me.
Yeah, sounds good. Jordan, you think?
No, I agree. Great performance by Oldman. My heart is just what I thought was the more engaging story that was really hooked by. Spotlight, great movie. My vote goes towards Spotlight as well. I apologize. I need like 5 minutes. If you have to skip me next round, skip me. I'll be right back.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Right.
Let's go really quick so we can skip them for like 3 rounds. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Go fast.
First off, not to be that guy, but as a Schmodown competitor, I do have to.
I heard that.
The film is called Darkest Hour, not The Darkest Hour.
Yep.
And I believe there's a different.
No, you're
there's
right.
There's a different film called The Darkest Hour. So yeah, let's just make sure. Just
yeah.
It's like a sci-fi film.
Is that the one with Speed Racer?
Like Emil Hirsch, like in Russia, where there's like invisible aliens or something.
It's like Ghostbusters and aliens and Poltergeist all mixed up and apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at any rate, Gary Oldman deservedly won the Oscar for Darkest Hour. I feel like Darkest Hour actually benefited from the fact that it was released the same year as Dunkirk, because those two are basically like a yin and a yang to each other. They're both telling the same story from different points of view, and it made me appreciate Darkest Hour more than I think I would have had I watched it in a vacuum. That being said, Spotlight I think is the Spotlight's going to be the winner here for me. In part, I'm a huge Michael Keaton stan, so I'm gonna, be rallying any of the Michael Keaton films in here. I love that he's having a renaissance. Did you say?
He should have won for Birdman.
He should have won for Birdman. Well, you know what? When he didn't win for Birdman, part of the reason I was so upset was because this was like his only chance. Redman's going to have so many more chances, but. Over the year, in the time since Birdman, he just keeps delivering outstanding performance after outstanding performance. Like Michael Keaton is back, and Spotlight was what reinforced it. Back-to-back years, Michael Keaton starred in the Best Picture winner, and not that that's why I'm giving Spotlight it. I just love Michael Keaton, but Spotlight itself, like you guys have all said, tells such a great important story, and you can see it. It's like. The characters themselves. This is like they said it was like I went to that church. This could have been me. They're like realizing this it's just the horror around them, and so 100% for me, Spotlight here.
Yeah. So take Gary Oldman out of this movie, and Darkest Hour is fine. You know what I mean? It's like watch it with your dad, watch it on cable. Watch it in the background, watching history class.
This is one of those quintessential dad movies that we talked about.
Yeah, it's just like whatever, it's fine. But Spotlight is one of those movies that it is powerful. Everything I said about Hidden Figures earlier, where it's like a Oscar bait movie that works. This is by 1,000. Like this movie is fantastic. Like I've only seen it twice, but don't be surprised either next year or the year after when I do reiterations of my top 100. This makes it because this just hits you because it makes you reevaluate yourself as just a human being and just your morality and your ethics and like how you show compassion to other people, and like what Aaron was talking about, people are kind of like covering up this because they don't want the drama or they don't want the beef with the church or whatever, just people of power, and that's sad and sickening. And just the performances are fantastic. Sure, there's a couple scenes, if you just separate them from the film, it looks like Oscar bait, but within the context of the film they are fantastic. Whereas like I said, take out Gary Oldman's performance, the movie is whatever. But Spotlight's a powerful movie, and it is, and it's well directed. What Todd McCarthy, same guy who made the Cobbler, that's hilarious. But it is one of the few that is 100% well deserved for Best Picture for being a quote unquote Oscar bait movie. Absolutely Spotlight.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, Spotlight's excellent. You're right. Michael Keaton has been delivering excellent performances ever since Need for Speed. He should have won an Oscar for that movie. Absolutely tremendous. And
Absolutely.
start of his resurgence. Come on, go back and look at it. But yeah, Spotlight's great, and yeah, Darkest Hour. I kind of echo what everything said. It's another one of these things where it's an amazing performance stuck in kind of a mediocre movie at best. So yeah, Spotlight by a mile on this one.
The Michael Keaton resurgence started with The Other Guys. I'll have you know.
Right.
Oh, sorry. That's from my other job. I was
Yeah, right.
You're a serial rapist.
Well, Spotlight it is. So
Toy Story 3 highlighted his career.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Ken doll.
Well, we got
God.
Good Arrival.
Oh God.
Brooklyn.
Oh, cool, sweet.
But we're gonna start with Aaron. So
here we go. As somebody who's Irish, I probably should be voting for Brooklyn, but Arrival is an incredible sci-fi tale. Arguably, in my opinion, I still think it might be Denis' best of like the three big blockbusters he's done. It's incredible. The performances, specifically from the three you see there on the poster, are incredible. Yeah, it's a really intriguing film. Like, its concept to me feels so original that it's intriguing in addition to being a really well-made film. So I'm going to go Arrival.
I'll keep it short and sweet.
Okay.
The initials. Yeah. So B, Brooklyn. B for boring. Arrival. A for amazing. A, Arrival all the way.
Yeah. So Brooklyn is one of, I think it was ended up being 5 or 6 that I hadn't seen the entire 64. I didn't get it by today. I still haven't been able to watch it. It wasn't free on anything. I just wasn't going to rent it just for a one-time watch, knowing that it was going up against Arrival. Easy matchup. Arrival in my top 100. Austin, everything you're about to say doesn't matter. You're wrong. You get 0 points. Blah, blah, blah. Arrival moves on, and I can't wait for it to go on a lot. Oh, no, it's got Spotlight. That's going to be tough. But
yeah, it's got Spotlight. That's the problem.
But I'll be fine with that, even though I'm going to vote for Arrival. Spoiler.
Good.
Austin, what do you got?
Well, Austin.
Good, because we already talked about this. This is where it turns, because fuck Arrival. I hate that movie. That's some pretentious fucking Villeneuve garbage that he thinks he's fucking smarter than everybody. It's some boring bullshit. And it has a stupid twist at the end, and that movie fucking sucks. And I would probably never watch Brooklyn, but you know what? I'd watch it over watching Arrival again. Fuck Arrival, I'll watch Brooklyn.
Did he hurt you like the Catholic Church did those children?
He has not made a good movie since Sicario, and I'll stick by that.
Yep, and I'm the same exact way, Austin. Like, I can't stand Arrival. Screw that movie. Like the movie just like exactly what you said. Like, pretentious, boring. Like, it just. When people kept telling me, like, you kind of go see Arrival, like, one of the best of the year, I went and saw it. I'm like, what am I even watching? Like, I was just bored, like falling asleep in the theater. I'm just like, no, not for me. I didn't like any of the movies that came after Blade Runner. No, Dune was fine. Like, I like Dune, but so like I will say that movie's okay at best for me. But yeah, for me, he hasn't really made a great movie since Sicario. So and I have not seen Brooklyn, but even so, I'm going to vote for the movie that I haven't seen. So I'll vote for Brooklyn. Yep.
All right, Jordan.
Yeah, so we can go for Jordan.
I think we're about to make some people on the internet angry. Because I thought I was the least highest on Arrival, but then I heard you two speak. I also really like Brooklyn. This was a pleasant surprise for me. I thought it was a beautiful tale. Some great performances. I think Emery Cohen's a great actor. We all know Ronan's great. We're about to make people angry. I'm voting for Brooklyn.
Yes, and Jordan has the tiebreaker. Fucking throw Arrival in the garbage where it belongs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm laughing, because I feel like we're about to make a lot of people angry. Brooklyn moves on.
Just me.
Yep.
You're only going to make me angry. Oh, my God.
You're already making some people angry, even in the chat. So here you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's going to lose the spotlight. Let it have its day in the sun.
Yeah.
Brooklyn doesn't get enough love, man. It's a sweet movie.
Yeah.
I heard it's fine. I do want to watch it, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I'll give you my voodoo password. You give me yours. I'll give you
Roma. Yeah. Going up against 12 Years a Slave. So.
Oh, that's one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I feel less bad of picking the one. Pretty much, I'm going to say everything you guys just said about Arrival about one of these movies, and I feel less bad now.
Yeah. Who's up first now?
Owens.
I think it's Jordan.
Owens.
Okay, Jordan, what do you got?
Roma has some beautiful cinematography, but I just I shrugged along. I liked it. I don't love it. 12 Years a Slave, I think it's in a very gripping tale. I love Chiwetel Ejiofor. Ever since Serenity and Kinky Boots, I was like, this dude can do anything. The ending scene where he finally gets home is just wonderful. It gets all the emotions. Another great cast, some great moments with Pitt. A horrible Fassbender, but a great horrible Fassbender. I gotta go 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
I'll keep this short, but I absolutely hate the film Roma. It's one of my hot takes that a lot of people disagree with, but I absolutely hate Roma. I love 12. I don't even know that I would say I love 12 Years a Slave, but I like 12 Years a Slave. I'm voting 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
Everything that Austin and Jordan said about Arrival, say that about Roma, and I'm Latino, so I can say that and not feel guilty. Some pretentious bullshit. I don't care about that movie. 12 Years Slave, powerful, and it's awesome. I haven't seen it, and at this point, almost 10 years, but I remember a lot of it, and I want to revisit it, but I also don't at the same time, and that's coming from someone who's a huge fan of Schindler's List, and I've rewatched that movie a bunch, but I don't want to watch this one. It's sad, but I'm going 12 Years Slave easily. Roma sucks.
Yeah.
Can I? I didn't talk much about why I hate Roma. Part of it's it is a movie without a plot, and even like Quaron himself is like, oh yeah, I was just kind of didn't know where it was going when I was writing it. It's like, yeah, I could tell. Sorry. Anyway,
I love Children of Men and Prisoner of Azkaban, but yeah, Quaron, you missed on this one, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This
isn't about his career. This is just about this one film.
I guess this will be another Quaron movie that doesn't move on because Gravity didn't move on either. So it is what it is. But yeah, 12 Years a Slave. Roma's meh. I was not interested in watching it. It's blasé. But 12 Years a Slave is excellent. I have seen it twice, but just because I think the performances are so damn good. Like Chiwetel Ejiofor is great. Like I said, Michael Fassbender you love to hate him in this movie. Like he's so hateable, but he's so good, like in what he does. And then Brad Pitt's good. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is good. Like everybody that shows up in that movie is really good. And Taron Killam, man, from SNL, what an asshole at the beginning of that movie, huh? Like selling dude out, and it's like, what a dick. So yeah, but yeah, 12 Years a Slave. People forget about that dude from SNL, like sells him out. Oh, what an asshole.
She's a nerve of him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I've not seen Roma, and I have no desire to see it. Like I'm probably never gonna see it. So I mean, it just sounds like I haven't met any like people that I know in real life that actually like this movie. So I'm not. We're not going to see it, but 12 Years a Slave, the movie is really, really powerful, and like we already talked about all the performances in it. They're just really, really powerful. I mean, like even from like Lupita Nyong'o, I mean she's great too. Even Sarah Paulson when she shows up, even like Ashley Woodard, Paul Giamatti. So I mean, like a really stacked cast and Brad Pitt. Yeah. So I mean,
sorry,
it's a movie that I'll probably watch again at some point, but I mean, like it might be a little minute before I watch it, but I mean, I'll watch it again. Yeah, sure. But so I'll go 12 Years a Slave. Yeah.
Shout out Steve McQueen.
Yeah, there's not much to say on this one. It's the clean sweep for 12 Years a Slave. Roma has beautiful cinematography. 12 Years a Slave, top to bottom, every element of it is beautiful. It's one of the best films on this list.
Yeah. Roma did a great job showing the sweeping vistas of the dog shit in their driveway. There's so much of that film was focused on just showing the dog shit in their driveway. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Another reason to avoid that. Yeah.
So I'm glad that was an easy matchup.
Yeah.
Yep. But next up, we got Black Klansman up against Once Upon a
Time.
This one's so hard.
Yeah.
It's hard for you, Craig, but you got to go first. So what do you think?
Oh my God. You didn't give me a chance to prep. Oh my God. I legit love both of these films. I should go back and rewatch both again, like tonight, but this is my, my gut says Black Klansman. I'm a huge Tarantino stan, but Klansman was I think one of my favorites of 2018, and I mean Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was one of my favorites in 2019, but Black Klansman, like that's the movie I was championing and hoping it would have won Best Picture that year. And it's not just the story of Ron Stallworth, but it's also just it highlights the importance to just kind of continue the the crusade against bigotry and hate, and 100% Black Klansman here.
Yeah.
So Black Klansman, it's a great story and it was a great first watch, but it actually didn't really. I'm not saying it went down technically, but it didn't didn't do anything extra on a rewatch. Whereas Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it just builds up more rewatches because even if you just put on the background, just have a blast. It's just so much fun. My two favorite actors, Leo and Brad Pitt, makes it even easier. But that movie's a blast. Black Klansman's a good movie. I like it, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's in my top 100 and I love it. So
Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Because I'm not a huge Spike Lee fan, but Black Klansman was really, really good. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is near the bottom of my Tarantino list, as Henry kind of found out when we did our Tarantino movies. It doesn't mean I hate it or anything. I'm just not as into the era or into the subject matter. But it still has great performances from Leo and Brad, and that kind of puts it a little over the top for me in this matchup. So I don't know how many times I'm going to vote for it, but I'll put Once Upon a Time in Hollywood over on this one, just by a tad.
Yeah, and for me, it's a tough matchup because I think both of these movies are like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 for me. They're not ones that blow me away, but they're not movies that I dislike either. Like Black Klansman's good, but there's some kind of weird kind of casting choices, like Kevin Topher Grace playing David Duke. I thought it was kind of like a weird casting choice for me.
Oh, see, I love that choice because Topher Grace. Sorry, I don't mean to step on you, but Topher Grace is so likable. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's scenes that I love, like when they show up to that kind of trailer area where we're holding those girls kind of captive, and is really powerful, and then just relationship between Leo and Brad, I think it was really, really great. But then I'm not a huge fan of the ending, or maybe the Bruce Lee scene, like some of those things. So it's kind of up and down. But I do think that I like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a little more here. So I'll go with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, but
as with everything on this list, both of these films are excellent. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for me is somewhere in the middle of Tarantino. It is really good, but I don't think there's enough for me that's unique to put it near the top. Black Klansman for me was a return to form for Spike Lee. I think throughout most of the 2010s, at least the stuff that I've seen of his stuff from the 2010s and late 2000s, none of it really hit for me as much as his earlier stuff. Black Klansman was a return to form. I think he built even further on that with Da 5 Bloods, I think it's a shame that wasn't nominated. I agree with Craig. I think Topher Grace was brilliant casting. I love seeing actors that I feel like don't get that chance to be in those types of roles to do it. He's not somebody you'd expect to show up in a film like this in as big a role as he has in this film, and I thought he absolutely killed it. Best villain he played since Venom. And so I'm going to go, Black Klansman for me.
I think I heard the Topher Grace thing was because if it was more of a predominant actor, it would have made it seem serious, as if they're kind of rooting for that character, and they kind of wanted to make them look buffoonish and kind of be a little bumbling, and stupid. So it didn't make it seem like they're pro, that character. They're kind of making fun of him. So I think that was a reason for the casting. I think I heard that somewhere.
Yeah,
it was great casting.
Well, Jordan, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Both kind of, a pretty decent balance here of humor and everything else. I'm gonna have to go by a little bit Black Klansman. I think so. It balances out, I think, a little bit more for me, and yeah, that's just where my heart's kind of swaying to right now. Both really good. It was a hard one, but Klansman by a hair.
On your chin.
Well,
yeah,
we got another tie, and Craig, you've got the power, sir. What do you got?
You got the touch.
This is one that I feel bad about because I would love to see both of these films advance. Can I just leave it as a tie and have both advance? Make the next round a free for all.
They're gonna double team the rest of this.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
You gotta pick one.
Can't let both advance. Can't let both advance. All right, fine. I'll go with Black Klansman.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Sorry, Henry.
Black Klansman it is.
It's a bummer, man.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Hey, Henry, next one's yours. Just go the opposite of what Craig says.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
gonna go with my heart. I'm not a cock.
Yeah.
By what the internet says.
But we have The Theory of Everything going up again as
Please be
Captain
something.
Phillips.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
another one that doesn't make me feel bad for something.
yeah.
All
So,
right, Henry.
Henry, you're
Yeah.
first.
I haven't seen Theory of Everything. This is one of the other 5 I haven't seen. I don't care. Whatever. Like, you know. Captain Phillips is awesome. Captain Phillips. I'd only seen it the one time, but this movie rocks. Like, it's a blast. It's tense, it's thrilling, and it's emotional at times. So Tom Hanks does a fantastic job of he's not quite by himself, but he is a castaway, and it's a better movie with pirates than anything in the Caribbean franchise. No, I'm just kidding. But Captain Phillips easily, because I haven't seen Theory of Everything, and honestly, I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you
Yeah,
think?
Austin Powers 4 was like really depressing. Oh wait, that's not what Theory of Everything was. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I've only seen either of these once, but yeah, I remember really, really liking Captain Phillips, and especially more than Theory of Everything was okay, but it was kind of standard biopic kind of stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed Captain Phillips a lot, so I'll go Captain Phillips.
Yeah. So I have seen A Theory of Everything once in theaters, but then I've seen Captain Phillips twice, and so like I went back to Captain Phillips one more time, and I wasn't really blown away by it, but except for the ending though, like the ending's really, really powerful. Though, when you just see him break down after everything that he's been through, it's a really powerful performance from Tom Hanks, and the rest of it's pretty solid though. Like I will say that it's solid, and Theory of Everything, yeah, like it's kind of like Austin said, like it's a standard biopic. Like it's not bad, but it's nothing that really blew me away or anything. So I think I'll go with Captain Phillips here. So, Aaron?
Theory of Everything is another example of the 2 lead performances, and the romance that they have is excellent. While I still think Keaton should have beat Redmayne, he did give an excellent performance. The movie itself around it is fine. Captain Phillips, I think, is an excellent film. I think it's a show from Paul Greengrass, who I think over the years has become a little too reliant on shaky cam filmmaking, which is not something I'm a fan of. I think it's a show of restraint in that, and I think the times that he does use it, it works to the film's advantage. You're not just like, I feel like especially in the Last Born film, there's just shaking the camera to shake the camera for fun. And Tom Hanks gives an excellent performance. If it wasn't such a stacked year, I could have seen him get nominated, because I don't think he was nominated. But if I'm not right about that, then I'm going to sound like a jackass. But either way, Captain Phillips.
He was not nominated for it. No.
He was not. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, but great year either way. Great film.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, what do you think?
Oh yeah, a little tough because they're about on par as far as the enjoyment factor. But I think a lot of people have made good points. I like Theory of Everything, but Captain Phillips is that much more engaging. Kind of like 12 Years a Slave. Really great scene at the very end where Tom Hanks is finally safe, and then the way he breaks down is just so emotional and gutting and whatnot, and quotable from earlier too, of course. No, but Captain Phillips for me.
Yeah.
I find these films to be almost a coin flip. They're both good, but I don't think either of them really stuck with me. And I did really enjoy Eddie Redmayne's performance in this. So just to prevent Captain Phillips from being unanimous, I'm going to go Theory of Everything.
Fair enough.
Sure, yeah. Well, Captain Phillips is the
no.
captain now. So
I'm the captain now.
If I could take just a second to do a little bit of blatant self-promotion, head over to TMG Entertainment and check out one of the latest episodes of the debate show I run, Movie Battleground, where I had to defend Captain Phillips as the best pirate film of all time.
Yeah. You got some people that agree with you, though. You got Brian, so he agrees.
There's an argument to be made, so I don't hate it.
Yeah.
You clearly have never seen Cutthroat Island.
Yeah, right.
I consider it for all the right reasons.
Yeah. But next we got The Big Short going up against Green Book. Okay.
Oh, this one's easy.
So, who's up first?
I'm up first.
All right.
Yeah, Big Short. I actually revisited that one not long ago. I don't know. Maybe I was coming off of watching Wolf of Wall Street for like the 18th time, but and I just wanted to watch like something else that was kind of similar, but not really. But I enjoyed it a lot. I still enjoyed it on rewatch. Green Book, nah, stupid. Big Short, way overrated, really dumb. Shouldn't have won.
Yeah. On the same way, like I think Green Book is just like these two actors just like driving around in a car for like 90 minutes or however long the movie is, and then like they get out and they kind of give some kind of dialogue that's like okay, but I mean nothing that really blows me away. Like I just don't really understand even like the little nuances. Like just I mean I don't really get it. But The Big Short though, yeah, like on the way that this movie was portrayed about the housing crisis and just seeing the way that it's shot, the way that that all the performances are like, especially I love Christian Bale and Steve Carell, but even like I mean Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt, all of them. I mean all of them that are listed right there. I mean they're all great in this. So yeah, I got to go with The Big Short. So yeah.
I'm going with The Big Short because I do think it's a better film, and I do think it's Adam McKay's best film in my opinion. Green Book is good. Don't get me wrong. I usually, because my whole thing is I like to promote good films more than bad films. I usually keep a top 20 because when you speak to somebody like on a casual basis and you say it's one of the best 20 films of the year, it sounds good. So Green Book is in my top 20, but I think the fact that it won Best Picture is absolutely blasphemous, especially in a year that I think had so many incredible films that deal with racial tension and racial issues in the United States that came from black storytellers telling stories that were very personal to them. I just thought it was a really, even though the movie's good, it just felt really tone deaf that the one directed by a white guy, written by white guys, and starring a white guy was the race picture that won in a year with many excellent films, a number of which weren't even nominated. Like how this won, but like The Hate You Give, for example, wasn't even considered for nomination is just extremely weird to me. That said, still fine, but Big Short's better.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, what do you think?
This white guy loves Green Book. No, I think they're both really good films. Actually, I think they're both quite enjoyable, and I'm not going to hate on Green Book. I feel like it had at the core the right emotion in its heart. So I thought it was a really good film. Two really good performances. Big Short though, I'll also give it my vote. Kind of like Vice, obviously, which he'll do later on that we talked about already. I like the way that McKay kind of plays with, some inserts of actors explaining stuff, and then you got great performances here. Christian Bale again kind of plays something differently. You've never seen him play before here. Steve
Margot Robbie in a bubble bath. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I like that he plays with the formula. It's not the same movie you've seen from a bunch of other directors. He has some fun with it here, and found a great cast for it too. So Big Short.
Yeah. Well, Craig?
I want to defend Green Book briefly. First off, in terms of you saying it's not a personal, the movie was written by the son of the main character, so it is a so it's a very personal story. I think I do disagree with a lot of the hate that it got. I don't think it's blasphemous that it won Best Picture. It wouldn't have been my pick for Best Picture. I would have taken a Black Klansman over it, but I think Mahershala Ali and Viggo Mortensen both give just super strong performances, and just like the emotion, when you see specifically the scene, especially the scene between them after he has to like help him out after he's been outed from being gay, and he's him just kind of lamenting his identity and just his spot in the world. But it's I feel like it's weird that in 2018 we still had to make movies that tell people like, hey, you shouldn't be racist. But like looking around in the year 2018, it's like, yeah, we still need to make movies to tell people don't be racist. So that being said, I still greatly prefer The Big Short. I'm a big Adam McKay fan. I would disagree that this is his best film. There's a little movie called Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, but The Big Short wins this battle here for me.
Yeah.
So I rewatched the Big Short because I was going to do a trivia thing against Sean Sandberg, and it's one of his favorite movies, and he was going to just pick Adam McKay movies. And I didn't love it the first time, and I didn't love it the second time. Like, it's fine. I'm not really into Adam McKay's political movies, and that's just, I'm not a political guy, so I guess that doesn't appeal to me. I love his comedies, like you said, Anchorman, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, other guys, but like, his last three, I don't really care about. Green Book, I haven't seen it since theaters, but I loved it in theaters. So, obviously I wouldn't have had it for Best Picture. Everyone knows how I am with Blind Spotting, and like Aaron mentioned, The Hate You Give. I haven't revisited that one either, but I loved it the first time, and it wasn't as heavy-handed as I expected it to be. And Black Klansman, borderline with this too, and then even Stars Born for that year. So I'm gonna go Green Book, but I don't really care about Big Short, so whatever.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like Big Short it is. So moving on. And I believe that's the last one for this side. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
a lot of my favorites are on the other side.
I
This
do
is
want
like
to
my
take
top
a
100.
second
This
while
right
you're
side is gonna be rough.
transitioning to say, despite everything I said, I still don't hate the film. It is good.
Yeah. But here we have The Favorite going up against Bohemian Rhapsody. So I believe I'm up first.
We're only halfway through round one. Dear God.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
But, we get through round one, and then that's where the show gets fun, because then we crank it up, and literally we get answers from everybody like less than 10 seconds, like quick, and we get to the finish. So, but like we said, this show depends on how much we spend even on these opening rounds. So if everybody wants to crank it up a notch, you're welcome to, and crank it up faster. That's up to y'all.
All right,
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
Well, for me, just to keep it short, I've not seen The Favorite. Like, I actually don't even know anything about it, so I probably need to look into that more. And Bohemian Rhapsody, I had fun with it. Like, I thought that it was solid. I didn't love it or anything, but I thought that it was fun though. Just kind of seeing more of like a concert style, kind of like biopic type of movie. So sure, I'll vote Bohemian Rhapsody. So, Aaron.
Unfortunately, I've seen more than one film from Yorgos Lanthimos, and I've loved the stuff he's done, but The Favorite is one of the few on here I actually have not seen. So by default, I would go with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Well, Jordan.
I'm gonna recommend Favorite. It's a weird, interesting flick, like all his flicks are. Bohemian Rhapsody is good, a little bit by the numbers, a little bit cleaned up. So I'm gonna go with Favorite because it's more daring.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a huge Queen fan. Not when I talk about Queen Anne for The Favorite, I'm talking about the band Queen. So I have to go Bohemian Rhapsody here. That being said, the Favorite, for being a period piece, has really great dialogue that speaks to today's audiences. But Bohemian Rhapsody all the way for me.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody, when I first ended the movie, I was like, oh my God, I was blown away. But as time's gone by, and after seeing Rocketman, I think it was more just the Live Aid, that just watching it on the big screen was just amazing. And, I still like the movie. It hasn't, I wouldn't say it's gone down, but it hasn't definitely gone up. But The Favorite is awesome. It's one of those, like kind of what I was talking about, like The Father earlier, where it's a drama. I mean, obviously this is comedic elements, but like it's so well made, and Yorgos does a great job of having that quirkiness, and just Emma Stone, Rachel Weisz, and Olivia Colman. This is the first time I at least realized who she was by name, and now I'll never forget. So Favorite's awesome, and I highly recommend it. Jordan.
Yeah, sounds good. I got to check it out. But Austin.
Yeah, I'm just not into like period piece dramas, stuff like The Favorites. It's just not my kind of movie. That shit kind of bores me. Bohemian Rhapsody was pretty good, but I don't think it should have been nominated for Best Picture. But I'll take it over this. I'd watch it over a period piece drama. That's just me.
Yeah. Well, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I will say, for as far as two things real quick. Number one, one thing that Olivia Colman did before The Favorite that I absolutely love that people should check out is a TV miniseries that was on, I believe, AMC called The Night Manager. It was her and Tom Hiddleston.
Oh yeah,
so fucking good.
I love The Night Manager.
But but also The Favorite, when you talk about period drama, this is really it doesn't feel like a period drama when you watch it. That's all I'll say. So you may want to give it a chance. Just
period drama. Really not.
His direction transcends the period drama cliches that you would think.
Yeah. Well, sounds good. Next we got Get Out going up against Promising Young Woman.
Yes, another easy one. Oh my God. I'm going to shit on a movie. I'm glad that this matchup's easy.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron.
I do really like Promising Young Woman, but I Get Out is just excellent. I mean, talk about like the shock of a career move. You know, Jordan Peele, best known for being a part of Key and Peele and absolutely decimating my name everywhere. Moving to becoming a horror director and directing not only just a legitimately good horror film, but a legitimately good horror film that had an incredible message and really had something to say. As I said earlier, Daniel Kaluuya is the standout when he got nominated for his performance. I thought that was incredible because I feel like this is a movie that never gets recognized by the Academy. Very rarely do these types of films get recognized. And it deserved its win for screenplay because I think the writing is just absolutely top notch for this film. Get Out, bar none.
Yeah. Jordan, what do you think?
I mean, I really like Promising Young Woman. Great, interesting tale. Great leading performance. But yeah, I mean, come on, Get Out was it was a different kind of beast. It's not a normal movie that would get Oscar nominated, especially how early of the year it came out. The fact that it stood in people's minds, I think, really adds to how good of a movie this is. I got to go with Get Out.
Yeah. Craig?
Yeah, I actually really love Promising Young Woman, but when I was talking before about 2017 being like one of the best years for movies in the last decade, Get Out is one of those things that really elevates that year, and like that is like it is a perfect screenplay. You can find articles just breaking down all the little nuances that are like layered throughout the film. It's an amazing film. Definitely wins this one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Get Out's in my top 100. So, and Promising Young Woman sucks. Look at my Letterboxd review. I'm more in depth. I actually have an actual like real reason behind it, so it doesn't come off as whatever, insensitive, sexist, whatever you want to potentially assume. I actually, in my Letterboxd review, I go in depth of why I really hate this movie, and also kind of the new Candyman as well, similar beats. But Get Out, it's a banger. It covers everything that you need. It's great. It's great social commentary that doesn't hit it over the head. Great horror movie. Great thriller. Amazing acting. Beautiful. Well directed. Jordan Peele's awesome. Get Out by a lot.
Yeah.
Promising Young Woman.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, get out by a lot for me on this one. We got to get a horror movie through to this list, man. So I think it should easily beat Bohemian Rhapsody in the next round too. So let's do it.
Yeah, like Get Out for a long, by a lot for me. Yeah, like we're Promising Young Women. Like the premise was intriguing to me. Like black comedies are kind of hit and miss for me, but I mean, like Get Out just had, my opinion, a lot more to say, and like we already talked about, the screenplay was just really, really good, and just kind of getting some of the performances out of people like Bradley Whitford and stuff like that. Like it's just really, really fun, and yeah, like the movie that I go back to all the time. And yeah, like I do think we need to advance at least one horror movie, because horror movies don't really get nominated all that often, but they do, but not that often. So I'll go with Get Out. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, clean sweep for Get Out.
Yep, clean sweep it is for Get Out. All right, so. But next we got Black Panther going up against The Shape of Water. So. Jordan.
Shape of Water it's a good movie. It's an interesting movie. Beautifully shot as his films usually are. I don't know if I loved it though. If I went along with every beat of it. Black Panther, I think, deserved to be nominated. I think it's a wonderfully made comic book movie. Yeah, you have your CGI faults, but I think everything else is so locked in. Great villain, great hero. So I'm gonna go Black Panther.
Yeah, sounds good. Craig?
Yeah, I mean, Shape of Water is one of those 2017 films I was talking about again. I actually, while I didn't think it should have won that year, it was definitely one of like my top tier for that year, and I was, not disappointed. I was still happy to see it win, even though it wasn't my number one pick. That being said, I got to go Black Panther here, if for no other reason, because it was finally a superhero movie that broke through with critics, and thank God it did. So Black Panther.
Yeah.
I've said this a bunch, but if you asked me this when they first came out, my opinion would have been different. Shape of Water was amazing when I first saw it, but unfortunately, it's just gone down on rewatch. Like I'm a big Del Toro guy. I love a lot of his movies. Pan's Labyrinth's in my top 20. I love the Hellboy movies, but this, I don't know, something about it just has gone down on rewatch. And I just actually rewatched Black Panther like a month ago because I don't love it. I've always liked it, but I've never loved it. Third act still even is not that good. But there's something about the movie that just it connects and it hits. It's not a top tier MCU movie. It's still like number 11 or 12. But I'm gonna go Black Panther on this one over Shape of Water.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
Killmonger and What If was awesome.
This is tough because I'm kind of lukewarm on both of these movies. I'm not a big Guillermo del Toro fan. I've just kind of decided I think most of his movies are just not for me. The Black Panther is like mid-tier Marvel at best. I think it just got a lot of hype just because. I don't know. It's fine. Shape of Water just by a little bit. Michael Shannon's really good at it.
Yeah. For me, like I'm not a big fan of the Shape of Water. Like I like creature effects and that kind of stuff. Like Del Toro, I think is like really great when it comes to that kind of thing. But beyond that, yeah, Del Toro just really isn't for me. I don't really even like too many of his movies, to be honest. But Black Panther was great though. I like what it did for kind of like showcasing this culture in a superhero movie in the way that it did, and like it had some really cool shots, and like Michael B. Jordan for me was a standout for sure, and I mean just solid performance all around. And of course Chadwick Boseman too, like we lost Chadwick Boseman way too soon, so like I'm just like really sad about that, but yeah, and for sure Daniel Kaluuya, like another one from Daniel Kaluuya, like he's just like killing it lately, so yeah. I gotta go with Black Panther. Yeah.
I would go with Shape of Water. I do really like Black Panther, but for me, it's a case of I think there are certainly elements of this film that are Oscar worthy. I believe, if I remember correctly, Ludwig won for the score, and like that, I 100% agree with. Obviously, I think the costuming was the other thing that won as well. That I agree with. There are elements of this film that are Oscar worthy. Overall, I don't think it should have been nominated for Best Picture. I think it has just one too many little weaknesses in it for me personally. I love The Shape of Water. I think it's a really excellent film. I love its complete and utter dedication to weird, like even aside from the general fish fucking, which obviously the internet had its hayride with, but like even down to the little details and the little weird scenes in it, like Michael Shannon, as the aggression builds and builds throughout the film. I mean, his fingers are half off, one literally pops off while he's angrily like fucking his wife. Just the whole thing is just weird on a level that I have to respect. So for me, it would be Shape of Water. But that said, Black Panther is still a good film.
Yeah, and I do want to shout out Doug Jones too. Like he's great when he does those kind of like creature things, like he's great in Star Trek too. I'll say that, Star Trek Discovery too. So I mean, he's great in this. He's been great in a lot of things. So, but yeah, but
he's great in everything.
Yeah.
and by the way, because you brought up Daniel Kaluuya, that's one of the biggest disappointments for me with Black Panther. He's good in it, but I feel like for an actor of his caliber, he was so underutilized, and he's the only one of the lead cast that's not in the sequel, which I think is a shame.
I mean, he kind of sided with Killmonger, so
Yeah, you could redeem him,
or it gives him depth to kind of be a potential villain in the next one. But yeah, neither here nor there.
Yeah. But up next,
it is weird that they didn't bring him back.
Yeah, but they got Dunkirk, Whiplash. So,
Darkest Hour 2 versus Whiplash.
Go up first.
All right, Craig.
Yeah.
Me? Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, look. This is another tough one for me because, again, like I said before, this is another one of my top tier 2017 films of Dunkirk. But Whiplash to me is I think my favorite third act in a film maybe ever. I just love the third act of Whiplash, and this is the movie that put J.K. Simmons and Damien Chazelle on the map together, and I do really love Dunkirk because I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fanboy, and he said I'll do a war movie, but I'm going to do a war movie my way. and just the way he, the way he plays with time in it, and just the acting throughout. It's so hard. This is such a hard decision for me. But I'm gonna go Whiplash. The gut says Whiplash and one Whiplash.
Yes. So
Yeah,
as an editor, I respect like everything that Dunkirk does to, bob and weave the timelines, and it's so beautiful and how they're able to cohesively create one story by separating three or bringing together three stories. People just said like, "Oh, it doesn't have characters," and blah blah. But it's like the characters. War doesn't give you a chance to build characters. You know what I mean? Everything about the characters in all the other war movies starts, being cheesy and stuff. So Dunkirk's awesome, but Whiplash, top 100, top tier, two of the best performances, one of the best rivalry / dynamics of where they grow by the end of that smile that just makes you hate yourself, that you kind of like the fact that it's just weird. And one of the best quotes, I don't remember the exact quote, but good job. It's one of the worst things you can say to someone is good job, because you're giving up too much hope. So Whiplash is a banger, but Dunkirk is also really great, and people who don't like it are weirdos.
So which one did you pick?
Whiplash.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I like both these. Whiplash is good. I haven't really gone back to it since I rewatched it when I first picked up the Blu-ray, but it may be more of a recency bias thing, but I rewatched Dunkirk for me and Henry's ranking episode on Nolan, and it went way up on my rewatch. Like I really, really enjoyed it. So maybe it's more of a recency thing, but I'll go Dunkirk on this one just because it played really well, and I'm glad I did rewatch it.
They're both fantastic.
Yeah, they're very good.
It's like picking your favorite child.
Sophie's choice.
Well, I guess I'm one of those weirdos because I hate Dunkirk. I can't stand it. I think it's just a boring movie. It's just like, let's have Tom Hardy just in an airplane flying around in circles for 2 hours. We're just gonna have him just like, we're going this way, now we're going this way. It's like
maybe even
like,
1 hour.
What are we doing here? And it's like the only literally the only performance that I even cared about was like maybe Kenneth Branagh, and he was barely even in the movie. Like I just don't like. You have a slow moving boat that's just like slowly moving closer and closer. Like it's supposed to be like interesting. This boat that did like some random guy's boat that's just like on its way over to war. But I mean, like for me, like it's just not a movie for me. It's just too much kind of like making war into like an art almost kind of thing. So I'm just like not really into that. So, but like Whiplash is freaking awesome. Like J.K. Simmons gives that absolute powerhouse performance. Like I'd call him probably one of my favorite villains. Like I think that like Terrence Fletcher is just like a really amazing character who like literally almost moves Miles Teller's character to suicide over just like drumming. Like it's just crazy. Like and just how intense that it gets. Like it's really solid. Like Whiplash is probably one of my favorite movies on this list. So yeah, Whiplash all the way. It's easy for me. So.
Jordan, your opinion on Dunkirk is just not my tempo. It's not my tempo.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I'm in the minority for sure. Yeah.
Not really.
I understand, yeah, but Aaron.
Okay. Whiplash is incredible for all the reasons everyone has said and more, but I'm going to lean my slight edge towards Dunkirk. I like kind of the more that I'm removed from it and the more that you compare it to other war films, I like how Nolan kind of made a war film that is anti what we view war films. War films are usually generally focused on one particular character and build this deep connection with that character. This isn't. It's widespread. There's tons of different characters. You don't get to know any of them all that well, but that's also kind of what war is, because you don't really get a chance to stop and smell the roses during war. War films are these epic 2.5 hour, 3 hour films. Dunkirk's a tight 140 or something like that. It is incredibly quick. And I think the use of the storytelling device of the 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour, and telling these three different stories and seeing how the time passes differently in each of them for it all to sync up and connect by the end is impressive. And I mean, this is just the icing on the cake, but I remember being someone who was a teenager when this came out, naturally incredibly skeptical, that's the word, yeah, of someone like Harry Styles being in a Christopher Nolan film. And he's actually, again, not very much to do, as with all the characters, but I actually thought he was really, really solid for one of the more prominent performances in the film, which is something I would not have expected. So it's close, but Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Mr. Owens?
Yeah, George.
This kind of, for me personally, reminds me of kind of my Gravity discussion. I like and respect Dunkirk. Dunkirk. Done did it. I done did it. Dunkirk, but it never really emotionally invested me as much as other war movies we talked about earlier, and war movies we'll probably talk about a little bit later on. I love Whiplash. It was the first movie I watched last year because in my superstitious ways, I was like, let's start off the year hot. And I just think it's two great performances. Miles Teller is also really fantastic in it as well. Drive and Fishing. I think it's a fantastic movie, so I gotta go Whiplash.
Yeah.
Before we say goodbye to Dunkirk, I do want to point out that this was the first pairing of Barry Keoghan and Harry Styles, who were reteamed at the end of Eternals.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. But Whiplash it is.
And Cillian Murphy's brilliant in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Rylance, like there's
He's probably
characters
the
in
best
there.
part.
So that argument is
Actor-wise.
never make no sense to me. Like the characters are that you do shine are good.
Yeah. But next we got
Rylance.
Yep. Yeah, we got Bridge of Spies going up against the Revenant. So. All right. So
Henry?
who's up first?
Yeah, so I'm glad this so far it's worked out for me. Everyone that I haven't seen has gone up against one that I was confidently like, all right, I would pick that one anyway. I haven't seen Bridge of Spies. I've heard mixed things about it. Some people actually say it is really, really, really good. Some people say, it's like Darkest Hour, where it's like it's fine. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Revenant's awesome. Like people meme it to death because of whatever reasons. People are weirdos. The internet. You guys are probably going to say a bunch of stuff like that. But Leo is fantastic. He speaks another language. He's physically, captivating, and he also just whenever he speaks regular English, like he's fantastic in his performance. He does everything you need to do. Inarritu is fantastic with the camera. It's one of the most beautiful films. I highly recommend if you watch it on a nice TV. It just stands out, but it's not a gimmick like what you might say about Dunkirk or Gravity or Avatar or whatever. Like there's a story to it. There's action. The dynamic between Leo and Tom Hardy just grows and develops. And Tom Hardy actually isn't a pure villain. He's kind of just, he's a smart, person in the woods and, at this, war. And you kind of understand why he does what he does. And it's kind of a miscommunication. And, it's awesome by the end. And it's a nice story. Is it technically a little long, so you might not see my top 100 maybe, but it is awesome nonetheless. So Revenant.
Yeah. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, Bridge of Spies I watched for the first time way back when, Jordan, if you remember when we did our Spielberg tiebreaker fight, I'd filled in my gap on that one and watched that one. It was pretty good, but it didn't knock my socks off. Revenant I rewatched pretty recently for that show we did with Malcolm on Leo. Revenant was like really good. It's gorgeous to look at, especially on a big screen, and great sound design. Leo's awesome. Tom Hardy steals the show. He's really, really good in that movie. Although you need the subtitles to kind of understand them a couple points here and there, but it's fun. But yeah, like everybody's really great in that movie. What's his name? Will Poulter is really good. In that movie too. Yeah, he's really good. Revenant pretty easily on this one. I thought it was really great.
Yeah, The Revenant is a really, really solid movie, and like, but as terms as Leo films though, like it's not even near the Toxic just given so many just powerhouse great performances and like been in some really good stuff. But I still really enjoyed The Revenant. Like it's really beautiful to look at. Like kind of like you guys said, like Tom Hardy for sure steals the show for me. But yeah, like it's really, really solid. And The Bridge of Spies, like it's good. It's nothing that really blows me away. Like it kind of feels like a typical maybe dad like type of movie. Like
it's another dad movie. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's another dad movie. Yeah, for sure. Because like Mark Rylance, like he won for Best Actor. So I guess I thought he was
supporting
fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, supporting.
Over Stallone.
So like I don't know.
Leo won Best
Actor. I don't know if
Actor.
he deserved it. Maybe. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So Leo won. Yeah. So we got.
This is best lead versus best supporting from the same year.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give my vote to The Revenant. I think it's just a lot better. So yeah. Aaron.
First off, I do think Rylance deserved that award. He is easily the best thing in Bridge of Spies. I'm not as high on The Revenant as I think most people are. However, I do still think it's better than Bridge of Spies. So Revenant.
Yeah. Jordan.
Rylance was fine. Yeah, no, Bridge of Spies. It has its moments. It is pretty good. It's right in that Spielberg level, though, of kind of forgettable to a degree, like this and The Post. They're good. They're not great. Revenant is kind of that next level of the way it's shot, the gripping performances. Yeah, I gotta go Revenant.
Yeah. Craig?
For me, I actually view these two films as pretty evenly matched, and so I'm gonna go with my gut and say I'm a huge Coen Brothers stan. This is one of the I think this is the only film the Coen Brothers were nominated for an Oscar for that they didn't direct. They wrote the screenplay for it, and I just felt really cold while watching The Revenant. Like literally, like sitting in the theater, I was freezing watching it because of how cold it was on Christmas Day too. I did a double feature of The Revenant and The Hateful Eight on Christmas Day.
That's a really cold double feature. Yeah,
it was the coldest in Los Angeles ever. So I'm gonna go Bridge of Spies.
Got to go into a bite and then eat its liver after the fact, and you'll warm up.
Right. Yeah. But despite that, though, The Revenant moves on. So The Revenant moving on, and then we got Fences going up against Wolf of Wall Street.
Easy.
Yeah. Easy,
but
we'll see what everyone has to say. So
I'm up first.
You're first?
A movie I saw once that was okay based on a play, or the movie I've seen like 60 times since it came out. I think I'll go Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite Martin Scorsese movie versus a movie that I just saw once and like it was fine. Like I didn't really think that Fences was bad, but I didn't really think it was good. It was just kind of like a movie that's there. Like it just didn't like none of the performances really stood out like that much, but they weren't bad. They're just like fine to me. So but The Wolf of Wall Street's awesome. Like it's infinitely rewatchable. So yeah, Wolf of Wall Street easy.
Following the favorite, we have found the second blind spot of mine on the list. I unfortunately have never seen Fences, so by default,
Wolf of Wall Street. I got nervous.
Yeah. If you ever see Wolf of Wall Street, what the hell are you doing with your life?
Yeah, right. Sure. But Jordan?
To continue off, man. I mean, Fences, you've got some great performances in here, but it's a play filmed for the movies, and it's good. But Wolf of Wall Street, again, talking about another level. It's long, but it's one of my favorite long movies because it doesn't feel long to me. It is a great ride. I love it. Maybe my favorite Scorsese. I just think it's a great movie. Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the dissenting vote here because I do really love Fences. I think that I think Viola was very deserving for her Oscar win for it, and I think Denzel should have won Best Actor for it too. And with The Wolf of Wall Street, I was actually I actually thought that Leo should have won Best Actor for this over McConaughey that year. But the one thing that really tilts this in the favor of Fences for me, well, there's two things. Number one, I feel like in a very weird way, The Wolf of Wall Street is just a remake of Goodfellas. Like if you like he reuses some of the same like directing techniques in it, it's the same like shots. And they're both crime films, but the difference is at the end of the day for The Wolf of Wall Street, one of the first things you see in the credits is that Jordan Belfort's a producer on the film, and that man who goes through this entire film committing horrendous crimes, that were injurious to people, and just laughing about it, and he gets basically gets rich people's white collar prison. So basically, he learns no lesson. And then to find out afterwards that the money I paid to see this film is directly benefiting the man whose crimes I'm watching, just made me sick to my stomach. So Fences all the way.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have a question. What's a better cameo, Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street or Viola Davis's Snot Bubble? Because both of them really stand out. Fences, I really do feel like Fences potentially won depending on a different matchup. Like I actually think it's a lot better, than a lot of people think. I like movies based on plays. I like the morally great characters. Like I keep saying, Denzel, he's not that great of a dad, but he's a fantastic performance. But Wolf of Wall Street's awesome. So yeah, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's going to be Leo versus Leo in the next round.
Yep.
And I know where it's going to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Moonlight going up against Nebraska.
Ooh,
yes,
okay.
Another easy one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an easy one for me too.
Yeah. So who's up first?
You, Jordan.
Well, interesting enough, I haven't seen either one of these, but So if I were to vote based on which one looks more interesting, hands down, Moonlight. I mean, Moonlight won the Best Picture, almost didn't because of La La Land, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Moonlight. I mean, I don't really know too much about Nebraska other than Bruce Dern and it's black and white, so I probably need to look into that more. But I'll go Moonlight.
Yeah, this is the third blind spot. I've never seen Nebraska, but I think
Nebraska's
most
great.
movies
Yeah.
could have stacked up against Moonlight and lost. I think Moonlight is absolutely beautiful. I think it deserved its Best Picture win. I think Mahershala deserved his Oscar. I can't remember his
Jeremy
name
Harris.
offhand. Did he win screenplay as well?
Oh, Barry Jenkins.
Barry
Barry
Jenkins.
Jenkins screenplay or no?
I think
I don't know
adapted.
if-
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it won
That
adapted.
sounds right.
Yes.
No, what was it? Wait, yeah.
I think it was Terrell McCartney wrote it. Is what it is.
Oh, but I
Yeah.
think it won adapted. So yes.
No, Barry wrote it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Either way,
Didn't he? Let me look this up. I have a friend who was like at a writing camp with him when he was writing it. So,
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Moonlight is it's a fucking beautiful story. Moonlight.
Yeah, adapted
Yeah.
screenplay. Barry and Terrell, they co-wrote it.
Carol. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, what do you got?
I do like Nebraska. It is worth checking out. Shout out to MacGruber, Will Forte. Snubbed, man, but Bruce Dern got a lot of love for it, and rightfully so. But Moonlight to me is a better picture. Both of them are interestingly shot, but I think Moonlight is also a beautiful picture as far as the looks of it, and an interesting tale worth telling. So yeah, Moonlight.
That sounds good. Craig?
I'm so sorry. Part of me wants to vote Nebraska just because you guys haven't seen it. I can't believe you guys have skipped Nebraska. Alexander Payne is one of the best, the most interesting directors that we have working today. It's got such a great cast. You had Oscar nominated performances for both Bruce Dern and June Squibb. And you got, performance, like we said just now, Will Forte. You got Bob Odenkirk, of great performances, Will Forte's brother. You got Stacy Keach, who's just kind of jerk. Bruce Dern's character in it really reminds me of the Ellen Burstyn storyline from what?
Alice doesn't live here anymore.
No, not that one. It's the Ellen Burstyn storyline from Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's just that kind of like heartbreaking thing. But you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go Nebraska. I do like Moonlight. I do respect Moonlight. I was going to vote for it until I started talking about how great Nebraska was, and you know what? Fuck it, Nebraska.
I've had Nebraska recommended to me, and it's one of those I want to watch, and I didn't prioritize it for this because it's on technically my watch list, whereas I watched other ones and I was like, I don't think I'd watch it otherwise. So I haven't seen it, and Moonlight's in my high in my top 50. So I love Moonlight a lot, and but I am going to check out Nebraska, and I am hoping that I enjoy it.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin?
Yeah, am I the other one like Craig who's seen Nebraska? Like, fucking loves it, I guess. But Owens said he saw it, right? Something like that. I don't know. Anyways, Nebraska, I saw it twice in the theater. I love Nebraska, and maybe it's because I'm a huge Bruce Dern fan. And then finally he got like a big major, leading role to carry a movie. He's terrific. Yeah, like I said, June Squibb steals the show. She's great. I highly recommend Nebraska. I think it's great, and I think that the votes would be a little more split if y'all had seen it. So I'm voting Nebraska too.
I just watched Family Plot last week for the first time, and Bruce Dern's awesome. So I do want to watch it.
He's so great.
Love Family Plot.
Yeah. It's a weird movie.
It's definitely on my watch list for sure. Like, I'm gonna check this. Check out Nebraska for sure.
I love the Hitchcock weird movies, though.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
Family Plot in your trivia, whatever.
Yeah. But next we got Little Women up against La La Land.
Oh, I'm gonna screenshot that and send that to Scott Harvey.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Aaron, what do you got?
We know what we have to do because you know what the next matchup's gonna be.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You know what? I'm actually gonna go with my gut. I'm actually gonna say Little Women. La La Land is a really good film, but upon rewatch, it's kind of regressed a little bit for me. Still an excellent film, still a top 10 film, but and Emma Stone deserved her Oscar, absolutely, but it doesn't quite hold for me. I think Little Women is not only an excellent adaptation of the story, but I think it's an excellent updating of an older story. And obviously, there's another movie from the 90s, and I like the updates and the changes made. And I think while Lady Bird was a solid debut, this for me was Greta Gerwig really showing she can be an elite director. So I'm gonna go Little Women.
Yeah, sounds good. Jordan?
Personally, I gotta say the winner for me is La La Land. And one second. What's that? Seriously?
Oh,
sorry. It's actually Little Women. Little Women will be the winner for me. La La Land will never get a win, evidently. But no. I actually am going Little Women. I like La La Land. Little Women, I was a little late behind. I saw it because it got the nominations. I didn't feel I'd be for it. But it is a really great film, well made. As Aaron said, Greta Gerwig finally kind of coming out. Stumbles you saw in Lady Bird. I think she nails it here. Maybe it's the editing as well, but Little Women for me.
Yeah. Well, Craig, what do you think?
I am going to completely disagree with the love for Little Women here. It was definitely at the bottom of my list of the Best Picture nominees for 2019. I did not. One thing with it is I have not seen the earlier versions of the film, and when you say that it's one of the 90s, it's one of the 1930s. Like Katharine Hepburn played Jo March in the 1930s, so this is a very old story. But it's the choices Greta Gerwig made in directing it. I found mind-boggling. I found it hard to track which time period we were in, like going back and forth early on in the film. I thought the decision to have Meryl Streep just randomly die off screen. They're like, oh, by the way, Meryl Streep's dead now. It's like, wait, what? And it's just there's a lot to the. Yeah. It didn't. I felt like the same. The plot structure issues that I had with Lady Bird were even more problematic in this film than they were in that. Also, I found Eliza Scanlen's performance to be very bizarre. I couldn't tell, and I guess part of what I'm told is that that role is supposed to be played by two different, or I don't know if it's that role or a different role, but either way, no, it's the Florence Pugh role is supposed to be two different actresses in the earlier versions. Point is that the Eliza Scanlen, I love Florence Pugh in it. She's probably the best part, and actually, I do enjoy most of the performances in it, except for the Eliza Scanlen performance, which I don't specifically blame on the actress as much as Greta Gerwig's decisions to make her seem like I couldn't tell if she was supposed to be like mentally delayed, like she's like talking to a toy horse as an adult. I'm so confused. I just did not. Yeah, like Laura Dern's performance in it, I found particularly bad. Like, and I feel like Laura Dern's one of those actresses where it's like, when she's good, she's really good, but sometimes she gives a performance that I find to be just inauthentic. And like, I just remember the Christmas morning scene where the girls wake up and they have all this nice stuff for Christmas morning. And she's like, hey girls, so I was thinking we should take all your Christmas stuff and give it to someone else instead. And like, in the way she delivered that line, I was like, she is the worst mother ever. At any rate, I did enjoy some of the performers in it, but La La Land, for me, much stronger film. Really stood out, and I'm going to go La La Land.
Yeah, so I went into Little Women super hyped because Scott Harvey, it's one of like his favorite movies of all time. He's watched it like 11 times, and it's like, so I went in, I watched it for him, and I was like, it's good, it's fine. But La La Land is like that for me. I've seen that movie, over 11 times. I watched it like 8 times in theaters, so I guess I've seen it more than 11 times, but I watched like 8 times because I was working theater time. So I just went in, I just watched it a bunch of times. I love the movie. I love the music. I love the romance, and I love the ending. I love that, you don't see many movies that has the balls to end a movie, the way that this one did. So you got to respect that. And, people that only dislike this movie are just because of the hype, not because they really, or they just hate musicals, which whatever. But La La Land, but Little Women's fine.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you think?
Easily La La Land. I will never, ever, ever watch Little Women.
All right. Fair enough.
That movie was not made for me, and I will never, ever watch it. So I can't lie. Never watch that movie.
Well, for me, like these are two movies that are not typical Jordan movies, but I actually really like both of these. Like I actually really, really like them both, and like I'm surprised by that because like I probably would have never have gone to see Little Woman except for working in a movie theater at the time, so I got to see it for free. So I literally saw every single movie that was playing just about when I worked there. So and like for me, like this is the Saoirse Ronan movie that I like better on this list. Like this movie just hands down just absolutely blew me away. Like I think that it's carried mostly by Saoirse Ronan, Florence Pugh, and Emma Watson. Those three pretty much carry this movie. They're like really, really solid. But I mean, we had to go up against La La Land though, and like La La Land's awesome. Like I don't really like a lot of musicals. Like I'm like pretty picky when it comes to musicals. But I love La La Land. Like I listen to the music all the time. Like I've rewatched this several times. And remember when I went to go see it, I went and saw it with my ex-wife, and she kept getting up and like going to use the bathroom and like walking around. She did not really like this movie, but I loved it. So I'm gonna vote La La Land. So.
And I have to say, the music in that film is written by a couple of my fellow Michigan grads. Go Blue!
Nice. Another reason to love it. So, Aaron.
No, Aaron went first.
Okay.
So yeah,
he doesn't get to vote twice this time.
Yeah, 4-2 for La La Land.
Okay, 4-2 for La La Land. Cool. All right.
And even if he did vote twice, La La Land would win 4-3.
Yeah. Right. yeah.
To be fair, I might have voted for La La Land with a second vote. It's a great film.
Yeah. Nice. Well, we got Room going up against Lion. All right.
Wow.
Single words.
Interesting matchup. Okay.
Yeah.
Battle of the 4-letter words. There you go.
Yeah.
Jordan
first.
So Jordan first, right? Okay.
Yeah, well, I have to go with my blind spot now here for Lion. Unfortunately, never saw it. It's on the watch list, so maybe people will convince me to put it higher on my watch list. I really do like Room, though. Interesting, horrible tale. Two great performances in it, so I'll go with Room.
Yeah, sounds good. Craig?
I have seen both these films. I like Lion, but I like Room, I think, a lot more. So let's go Room.
Yeah.
Room, the first time I watched it, just hit hard because you don't know where it's going to go. On rewatch, the second half of the movie, kind of it's not as compelling. It's like what a lot of people say about like Full Metal Jacket or whatever, where it's like the first half, it's just so tense. You're like, where's it going? The second half, it's just a drama. Also similar with Lion, the first half of the movie is amazing when he's out in India and he's lost and it's all in Indian language. I don't know the exact one, but it's fantastic where it's you want to know where the story goes. In the second half, it's him trying to find his family, so it's captivating. I feel like I would relate to that more. Whereas the Room second half, I don't know, the PTSD or whatever with Brie Larson's character doesn't really hold up as much. And Lion, the overall, I think it just a little bit, but both of them, second halves aren't as strong as the first. But Lion, I'll go by a hair.
I feel like the second half of Lion is Google Maps the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they use both Hindi and Bengali in Lion.
Okay, Hindi. There we go.
Okay. Well, Austin.
I've seen Room. I have not seen Lion. I hadn't even really heard of Lion until I saw it on the list. I guess I just missed that one completely. But Room's pretty good. I've only seen it once, but it's all right. I'll go Room.
Yeah. So Room was another one that I watched yesterday for the first time to prep for this. I barely even heard of Lion, just vaguely. Like I know that like Nicole Kidman shows up in it, but I don't really know like really much about it. So that's another one that I need to look into. But like Room, it just really, really hit me. And like for me, I have a really soft spot when it comes to children. Like it just like anything that like has to do with like a powerful kind of parent-child relationship, that kind of thing, and like just seeing like the innocence of children and just seeing like how the little boy just kind of like adapts to like after being in locked away for 5 years and he doesn't know anything about the outside world. And when he comes out, it's just a crazy transition. And you see Brie Larson, how she transitions too, almost has a harder time in a lot of ways. So I mean, like, it's really, really powerful for me. So like The Room really got to me. Like I cried in it. Like The Room for sure. So yep.
Just Room. Drop the.
Not The Room. That's a much different movie.
Yeah.
The Room is a way different movie.
What a
That's what
story.
Tommy was.
Jordan.
No.
I will say though, what the way you describe your love for Room tells me that you should watch Lion.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sure.
Not that you would pick Lion over it. I'm just saying I think you'd really like Lion the way you just said.
Especially the first half. Like I said, the first half.
Yeah, there's a reason why Dev Patel was nominated for Best Supporting Actor instead of Best Lead Actor. It's because the focus of a lot of the film is on his character as a child.
Yeah,
and it's about this. Yeah, it's this lost child. It's really good. Yeah, anyway,
sounds good. Yeah. Aaron.
Honestly, I think Henry kind of hit the nail on the head of what I think about both of these. I think they're both really great films. I think the first halves are stronger than the second halves. And because Room already won for Pride, I'm going to go with Lion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Jordan?
So 42 for 42 for Room.
So.
Yep.
You ever been lost in Walmart? Imagine that, but in India, and that's Lion.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? There's no Google Maps for a Walmart.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There are intercoms, but different.
Yeah. We got Dallas Buyers Club going up against Jojo Rabbit. All right.
Oh fuck! AIDS versus the Holocaust. Jesus.
So
well, that's a way to boil that one down.
That's a way to badly describe both movies. Sure.
Well, I want to start off by saying Jean-Marc Vallée, who directed Dallas Buyers Club, recently just kind of died suddenly, unexpectedly. I don't know if they ever even announced what he died from, but it's very sad news, and he's shown himself to be a very tremendous storyteller. That being said, Jojo Rabbit's like one of my favorite films of the last decade, and it has so much humor, and it's funny and tragic, and just like it's got so many different things all combined at once. It makes I want to see everything Taika Waititi makes from here on out. Like watching this made me go back and watch everything else he's ever directed before, and he's one of my favorite current filmmakers today. And this is a large reason why. Also, Scarlett Johansson was absolutely robbed. She should have won Best Supporting Actress for this over Laura Dern. Laura Dern was fine in Marriage Story, but that was more of a one-note villainous performance, whereas this is the best acting Scarlett Johansson's ever done in this film. And look at the cast on this screen. We got Roman Griffin Davies, Thomasin McKenzie, Taika Waititi, Stephen Merchant, it's Alfie Allen, Sam Rockwell, Rebel Wilson. All of them play their roles perfectly, and it's just like a movie about just finding life and perseverance amidst tragedy, and it's probably the best coming of age story ever told. Anyway, Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily dislike Jojo Rabbit, but it's been hyped up so much that I've watched it twice now, and I think it's good, but it didn't connect to me on a favorites level. And I haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club since around the time it came out. When I first started collecting Blu-rays at the time when I was collecting physical media, Dallas Buyers Club randomly was just one of the ones that I bought the first time. So I'd seen it at least twice, but I haven't seen it, since at least 2014. And I remember a lot about the movie. Matthew McConaughey is fantastic. Jared Leto is amazing. Jennifer Garner is really good. The way that you have a chance to set up Matthew McConaughey's character and Jared Leto's characters to be a romance, but it's a business partnership. You know what I mean? They do. He has an arc that is amazing, where he's homophobic and he's doing all this stuff where he's oh, I got AIDS, but I'm not gay. That was the first thing to go to his mind. But then he ends up being a positive part of the community, and I really love it. And it's one of those things people meme it because he won over Leo and Wolf of Wall Street, and I think I said this about like 2 or 3 other movies. Like, this is definitely an Oscar movie, but I really do think it's a really well made movie, fantastically acted, and I remember a lot more than I should have for not have seen it in almost 10 years. But I'm gonna go Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm also kind of in the camp of the lukewarm on Jojo Rabbit. I think it's good, but I wasn't over the moon about it like other people are. I get why people are. I'm just not one of those. I really like Dallas Buyers Club. I think Matthew McConaughey fucking kicks, and he's it was kind of one of the kickoffs to his McConaughey. I can dig it, and so I'll vote for Ron fucking Woodruff.
Yeah. Well, for me, like I keep meaning to watch Dallas Buyers Club, but it's like on this list of all my blind spots, and then it just keeps like moving lower and lower because there's a bunch of other movies that I've been trying to watch. So it's one that I definitely want to see. But man, Jojo Rabbit, like I would agree with everything Craig said. Like I think that it might be one of the best coming of age movies ever told, and like who would have thought that a movie kind of putting Hitler into kind of like a wacky kind of goofy light like that would actually like be that great of a movie. Like it's really, really powerful. Just man, like there's just moments that just hit me really, really hard. And Taika Waititi's my favorite director of all time. Like he's my number one. So I'm always interested to watch anything that he does. And so Jojo Rabbit, I saw it 4 times in theaters. So like I love Jojo Rabbit. It's in my top 64. So I'm gonna vote Jojo Rabbit. Aaron?
There you go. I was watching the tail. He finally got it sorted out. It was a problem there for a second.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So this is going to sound a bit tangential, but I promise I'm working towards something. A film that I don't like nearly as much as everyone else is Thor Ragnarok.
Amen.
And one of my biggest issues with that film is I don't think Taika Waititi balances comedy and drama well in it. I feel like moments that should be dramatic in Thor's arc are consistently undercut by the joke. But what I've said about that film in the years since is he had to stumble with Thor Ragnarok to run with Jojo Rabbit. I think it is an excellent film. How Craig has kind of described 2017, 2019 is that year for me. I think almost every film that's nominated is a incredible film. It's one of the few times where I think every Best Picture nominee is in my top 20 for that year. It doesn't happen like that every year. And JoJo is one of the ones near the top. I agree with everything you said about Scarlett Johansson. She's absolutely excellent in this film. If she's not as good as she is, this movie doesn't work. And absolutely, Hitler's a very sensitive subject for very obvious reasons. And to not only do it well, but to make it funny is such an impossible task on paper that he pulled it off excellently.
And it's important to note that the character isn't actually Hitler. The character is a projection of JoJo's
form of Hitler.
Yeah. Look in the form. Yeah. but Jordan, what do you think?
Excuse me. Yeah, I like Dallas Buyers Club, but I love Jojo Rabbit. I'm in the love boat for Jojo Rabbit, hardcore.
Yeah.
You guys already said, you stole my words, man. ScarJo has never been better between this and Marriage Story. If you don't think she has acting chops, you haven't seen this and Marriage Story. And it is kind of the suck that she lost the Oscar to the person in Marriage Story, the movie she stars in. But she's great. Everyone you mentioned is great. The kids are great in this. I love the young actress that's in this. The other young boy that's in this, he was in the new Home Alone.
Archie.
He misused him. But I can see why they chose him.
That didn't help.
What? What'd you say?
That doesn't help.
I'm just saying, no, but my point was I can see why they chose him. He's not bad.
It's a bad movie, but they chose a good child actor.
That's why I had some hopes for it, because I was like, yes, that kid was so hilarious. Yeah. Every time he had 2 lines of dialogue, he stole it. I could see why he would get his own vehicle. Unfortunately, it was the vehicle we got. But that's that movie. This is this movie. I love Jojo Rabbit too. I mean, if we do my 64, maybe we'll see it again. Wink, wink. Jojo Rabbit.
Sounds good. Sounds like Jojo Rabbit. It is. So.
Which I understood. I expected.
Yeah. But
by the way, much love to Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah. I kind of want to rewatch it.
A different
You don't want to check it out. And also, we might see another Scarlett Johansson movie coming up here, maybe in a minute. We'll see. But we got The Sound of Metal going up against Philomena. So, and is it Henry's first? All right.
So I watched Philomena. This is the one I chose over Nebraska because this was not on my radar at all. Just no interest. But when I watch it, it's a nice uplifting movie. It's about closure. Finding out, what you're looking for. I don't want to spoil it because I'm sure probably a lot of people haven't seen it. Maybe not you guys because you're on the panel, but out in the audience. So just watch for yourself and get your emotions. Sound of Metal is awesome. Like Riz Ahmed, it's heartbreaking and also like motivating. Where it's like you have to like go down to kind of like rise up from the ashes and kind of build your own your new personality. And watch and the techniques they use in this with sound, it's pretty cool. And like I said, Riz Ahmed's great. Rockin' haircut, you know what I mean? Like him and this, and then old boy in Scream 5 with the blonde hair. It's a competition for best hair. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna go Sound of Metal. But Philomena was fine. I am glad I did give it a one watch, but I'll probably never watch again. But shout out Steve Coogan, good dramatic performance, and Judi Dench. She's awesome, obviously.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you think?
I haven't seen either one of these, but I just kind of missed Sound of Metal. I was interested. That's the one where he's the rock guy kind of losing his hearing, right? He's got like the progressive hearing loss. Yeah, like I was more interested. I wanted to see that one. I just haven't gotten around to it. So I'm gonna vote for that one because I really don't have any interest in Philomena. I'm not, whatever. I'm sure it's fine, but I will probably never watch it. I just have to be honest when I say shit like that. I'll probably never watch it. But yeah, I want to see Sound of Metal.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of preface this by saying, so like I grew up kind of one of those people that like had a big stigma when it came to Oscar and movies. Like I just thought that like most Oscar movies are not for me. They're just a bunch of artsy fartsy, not very good movies. And like since then I've had totally 360 or like 180, whatever you want to call it, like changed that. And so I haven't seen either one of these. I have a lot of blind spots because of that. So I've been going back through that. That's actually one reason why I want to do all these episodes for all these Oscar movies, so give me an excuse to watch all of these because I've missed a lot of amazing movies over the years. So that's probably why I haven't seen as much as a lot of people. But so without saying either one of these two, The Sound of Metal is the one that sounds more interesting to me. So I'll go Sound of Metal.
It's very edgy. It's not what you would expect for an Oscar-nominated movie.
Yeah. Sounds good. Aaron?
Unfortunately, I have to continue the sentiment. We have found blind spots 4 and 5 of mine. I've never seen either of these films. I would abstain, but since the rule is I vote, I'm going to give Philomena a chance by voting for it.
Sure, yeah. Sounds good. Jordan?
Man, I love Steve Coogan. I've never saw Philomena, so I'm going to go with Sound of Metal.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I am ashamed all of you for not having watched these films. First off, so Philomena, not only does it star Steve Coogan in a dramatic turn, he actually produced the film too. He found the story and wanted to bring it to light, and it's a true story. Yeah, it's a true story based on an actual woman who was forced to give up her child, and it's honestly just a really it's a really good watch. That being said, Sound of Metal is one of my favorite films last year, and my experience watching it, just like from like on so many levels, Sound of Metal I connect with. On a personal level, of like when I saw it, it was it was in the pandemic. I went to the drive-in theater to see it, and some films the drive-in theater made for a worse viewing, like Mank. I could barely see what was on the screen, but for Sound of Metal, like when they demonstrate his hearing loss, the sound design to convey that is just absolutely incredible. And watching it in my car with like my fucking surround sound stereo in my car, just like I could feel the movie. I literally felt the movie as it was happening, and it's one of my favorite movie going experiences, which is weird because it was actually like not in a theater. And not only do we get an amazing, deservedly Oscar-nominated performance by Riz Ahmed, who just love this guy as an actor. If you have not seen The Night Before on HBO, go back and watch The Night Before. But in addition, we got going back to the Eternals, not the Eternals. There's no the. Lauren Ridloff, who is the first deaf superhero on screen in the Eternals, plays a ASL teacher who helps Riz Ahmed during his journey. And just from a personal level, I have several deaf family members, and I really enjoy this. The last couple of years, we've been seeing these stories about deaf people being brought to light in both this and Coda, which is getting a lot of praise this year, might get nominated. We'll see. And yeah, so just while I do implore you all to give Philomena a chance and watch it, I 100% wholeheartedly go with Sound of Metal. But watch both of these movies, guys. Do yourselves a favor.
Yeah, Philomena was fine. Like I said, I'm glad I watched it. But Sound of Metal, it's a similar arc that I was saying with Dallas Buyers Club, where it's kind of he was very anti. When he goes to that house, he's very anti that, and then he starts to be accepting, and like I said, he really grows. So it's a nice moment to see Riz Ahmed do that.
Paul Raci, who plays the guy who runs the house, also nominated for his performance in it. Also fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. But sounds like Sound of Metal it is. So moving on, we have Manchester by the Sea going up against 1917.
Oh.
This is easy for me, but it bums me out because I
one of them isn't gonna make it. Yeah, but was it Austin?
Yeah. Manchester by the Sea was all right. Really depressing downer movie that I never want to watch again. But 1917, I really enjoyed, and I've gone back to a couple of times. Just the way it's shot is incredible. Sam Mendes just directed the hell out of that movie, so I'll go 1917.
Yeah, and I still have yet to see Manchester by the Sea, but I've heard it's really, really good. So I definitely need to check it out. But man, 1917 just blew me out of the water. Like it's just like one of those movies that's just meant to be seen on the big screen too, for sure. Like just the like sound and the just the overall filmmaking, just the way that it's kind of shown to be shot in like one continuous shot. Like I know that it's not 100% of that, but it's like basically for most of the entire movie, and it's just a really powerful story. It's probably one of my favorite war movies, like probably like top 5, and like I was really blown away, and also like especially for World War I too, like just really solid. So yeah, I gotta go with 1917 pretty easy here. So Aaron?
In my opinion, these are two of the best films on this list. I hate how like two films I've never seen pair against each other, and then these two go against each other.
Right.
It's Manchester by the Sea for me. 1917 is a really great film, and I love the camera work on it, but I like Birdman's camera work just a little bit more, since they're both kind of going for the same idea. Manchester by the Sea is just absolutely heartbreaking on every level. The performances from all the actors are incredible. It just everything about this movie, the more that it goes and it unfolds and you kind of learn the story of what happened with Casey Affleck. Why is he a recluse, and why did he leave town, and why did him and Michelle Williams break apart, and then eventually that confrontation where she breaks down. It is just collectively from group. This was kind of, I don't think it was literally his debut, but this was kind of the first big announcement of Lucas Hedges, who I think has been one of the best younger actors of the last few years. Just incredible top to bottom. Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah, sounds good. Jordan, what do you think?
Yeah, looking at that poster for Manchester by the Sea, somebody went to the theater thinking they're going to get into a rom-com.
Yeah, right.
But it's a great, heartbreaking film. Everyone's second favorite Affleck is really good in it, Casey. But I loved 1917. This is what I was kind of saying before with Dunkirk, that we might see a movie that about war that I enjoyed that much more, and this is that movie, 1917. As you said, Jordan, great in theaters too. It is a big screen the way it's shot. You're with it to the end when he's finally on the beach, when he finally meets the brother. Great stuff. I loved 1917. This is definitely one of my favorite war movies of all time now. So I'm going 1917.
Yeah. Craig, you think?
Yeah, so I think this is a very strange pairing because these are two very great films that are polar opposites of each other. And, Manchester by the Sea is just an incredible drama about loss. The acting across the board. This wasn't Lucas Hedges' debut. He got nominated for it, but he even great. He wasn't even his first Best Picture nominee. He was in Grand Budapest before this. But yeah.
I don't remember that.
But 1917 is like Sam Mendes watched Birdman and told Alejandro Giannuri to hold my beer because what he did in a very small enclosed like theater space, Sam Mendes did with just like a large battlefield. And even though it's like it's not one continuous shot, the amounts of shots that had to be coordinated, like the length, like these shots that had to be coordinated and choreographed for these long takes he did were just amazing. So I 100% got to give it to 1917.
Yeah. So it's interesting when I've had this conversation for going on 6 years now about Manchester by the Sea, where everyone's like, "Oh, it's so sad and depressing." Movie's hilarious. Like there's so many scenes in this between Lucas Hedges and Casey Affleck where they're just ripping back and forth. Like one of my favorite lines, like, "You having sex with all these girls? That's the plan." Like he's like, "I'm trying." Yeah. He's having a coming of age moment. And it's like Casey Affleck, he's like, trying to be a dad, but an uncle, a roommate, a father figure, an influence, a role model, all that stuff, and he just doesn't have it in him because of the tragedy that happened to him. So it's a great combination, kind of what Aaron was talking about negatively for Thor Ragnarok with Taika Waititi. Lonergan does a fantastic job of really balancing out the tone in this film. Like a lot of the moments in this of humor are like well earned and they don't feel jarring, but also there's a lot of moments that like it's like a fly on the wall. Like there's the one scene like right when he finds out that his brother died and he's in the hospital, he's talking to the characters, his buddy and his wife, and they're just like awkward, like, "You okay?" "Oh, yeah, I'm okay." And then they, "Oh, you want tissue?" And it's like so many awkward moments, but it's like that's life, and that's why I've always connected that and loved this film. And unfortunately, when I submitted my top 100 at the end of the year, I hadn't rewatched this yet, but I rewatched it like the day after, like 2 days after, and oh my god, it just skyrocketed. Like I love this film, but 1917, I love it as well. Like it's one of those where it's like it's got all the hype, but it's well earned, and I have no negative thing to say about 1917. But Manchester by the Sea is just one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like 1917 just by a little bit, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. 17, and then up next we have Ford v Ferrari going up against Phantom Thread. Okay.
Talk about weird pairings.
Yeah. Weird stuff. Yeah. So, I love Daniel Day-Lewis. Like he's like one of the greatest actors of all time. Like he just transforms into these roles. But Phantom Thread, for whatever reason, just like the subject of it didn't really interest me too much. So I've not seen it. I mean, I still want to give like pretty much all these movies a shot at some point, but I haven't seen it. And Ford v Ferrari, I was actually kind of surprised that it got nominated. Like I think that it's good, but it's but like is it Oscar worthy? Maybe that. I mean, there's a debate to be had, but like it's still a really great film. Like a lot of fun to watch. So I'll give it to Ford v Ferrari. Sure. Aaron?
There's no debate on my end. Ford v Ferrari was personally my favorite film of that year. I mean, shit, if it weren't for Logan, I'd say it's James Mangold's best film, but it's incredible. I think Christian Bale and Matt Damon play off each other incredibly well, and I think they give great performances. I think all the supporting actors are really great. Josh Lucas, I think is his name, right? Just being the dick. Tracy Letts is great as Ford. Everything about this movie, seeing it on a Dolby screen, the racing sequences, you're really into the film. I love this movie. Ford v Ferrari easily.
All right. Jordan?
Yeah, I'm gonna mix what you guys said. Daniel Day-Lewis, there's no denying him, but this is not exactly the movie that most enthralls me. Ford v Ferrari surpassed any expectations I had, and I had some expectations. I just thought it was supremely well made. You're with it to the very end, kind of wondering what's going to happen, especially if you had no idea about the real life happenings. Just to me made that much more juicier. So got to go Ford v Ferrari.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this a quick one. I do really like Phantom Thread. I think it's one of my favorite Paul Thomas Andersons. I definitely recommend anyone who hasn't seen it to check it out. It's one of those 2017 films that just really made that such a great year. But Ford v Ferrari is so cinematic. Love James Mangold. Love what he did here. Love the entire cast. Love John Bernthal, who you didn't mention. A. Ron. Love Noah Jupe.
You're right.
You didn't mention.
How could I know?
Yeah, and so yeah, Ford v Ferrari.
And Katrina Balfe as well as his wife.
Phantom Thread is one of those movies similar to The Favorite, different in terms, but it's like if you go based on just what it's about, you would assume it's it's just paint by the numbers Lifetime movie. But Phantom Thread, it's about the relationship and Woodcock, I think that's his name. Forgot the first name.
Reynolds Woodcock.
Reynolds Woodcock. About him just creating these muses and just like he wants someone to essentially kind of like the poster. Like the poster encapsulates it, where it's like you need a face for your dresses, and he's the mastermind behind it. But you need to kind of have that person that sets it up. And like I don't know, it's crazy just the dynamic between all three characters. I don't remember the supporting actress. I know pretty sure she was nominated. She is fantastic.
Yeah, it's Charlotte Rampling, I think. Charlotte Rampling. Yeah,
and she does a great job of like being like his sister / maid, secretary, whatever. And then I don't know. It's similar to The Favorite, where it's like just the dynamic between the three, and it just kind of the what you expect from that story. Ford v. Ferrari.
Leslie Manville. Sorry, Leslie Manville's the sister. Sorry, I get Leslie Manville and Charlotte Rampling confused sometimes.
And she's fantastic. Well deserved. I remember I was definitely vouching for her nominated around that time. But Ford v. Ferrari is awesome. It's one of those where it's just similar to 1917. It's just it does everything that you want for. It's a dad movie, but like in the best ways. You know what I mean? It's an Oscar dad movie, both of those. So it's like Ford v Ferrari. I'm going to go with that, but I do recommend Phantom Thread. You're probably not going to like it, Jordan, but I at least recommend it. Knock it off, especially for a PTA. Watch his filmography. Get an opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I saw Phantom Thread because it was PTA and because it was rumored at the time, and it might still be, it might not. Daniel Day-Lewis's last movie. What a fucking weird movie. I'm just not into it, and. Paul Thomas Anderson is just the movies he's been making lately are just not. I don't understand. Like he's doing his thing. That's fine. I'm just not really into it. Henry, you're gonna make me regret if we ever have to rank his movies because I don't want to watch some of these again.
Yes.
Yikes. I really like Ford v Ferrari, so that one's gonna win by a pretty big landslide for me.
Fun fact: Phantom Thread and the French film Raw are like two of my favorite endings of just how bonkers they are, especially in the context of the entire film. It makes you kind of reevaluate everything. It's like, oh my god, this is awesome.
Well, what makes the ending of Phantom? Well, what makes Phantom Thread that much better for me is that the inspiration. I don't, because some people here haven't seen it yet. I don't want to say too much about it, but like the inspiration for him making the movie was something that happened to him in real life. So like the ending actually is like
it hits home.
It's not that the ending happened to him. But it was like something similar to that was happening to him with Maya Rudolph, and it made him write this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Awesome.
Yeah.
When you see it, you'll understand.
I much prefer the movie The Phantom. Much better.
Yeah, right.
Ben Affleck's a
I
bomb.
love Billy Zane.
The Oscar nominated movie Phantom. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. But Ford v Ferrari it is. So we got the Joker. We got American Sniper. So, Aaron, you're up first.
The Joker versus the Punisher. Yay.
Yeah.
Only because it's getting late and I want to make these as brief as possible. I think the Joker's overrated. The movie is only considered beloved and a classic, especially by people my age, because they haven't seen what it is taking from, which is very clearly Taxi Driver and King of Comedy.
That's a lie. I'm tired of that fucking argument. Fuck that argument. Bullshit. Bullshit.
All right.
Bullshit.
Sorry, to me,
Fuck that.
there's nothing original about it. I've seen all of this before. It's just different because it's in a comic book movie with a character we all know and love, American Sniper.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, what do you think?
I really like Joker. You can say it borrows elements. You can say that for almost any movie. You can say that for American Sniper. When it's done so well, this is one of the rare times I went to the theaters twice. I love Joker.
Yeah. Craig?
I watched Joker and said there's no way anyone else is winning Best Actor. That performance by Joaquin Phoenix is just amazing. Joker all the way for me.
Yeah.
I rewatched American Sniper for the first time in minimum 5 years, and the movie's awesome. Bradley Cooper is a superstar, like we were talking about earlier with Star is Born. With that said, Joker is amazing. Aaron, you are crazy, but you also live in Florida, so I understand.
To be fair, I never said I didn't like it. I just said it's not original. Joaquin deserved his Oscar.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Austin?
Yeah, Joker all the way for me. And just because a movie is a takeoff of something or is inspired by other movies does not mean it's a straight ripoff. That is a nonsense argument. Star Wars took from a lot of previous movies. Many movies take after Seven Samurai. Doesn't mean they can't be great movies. It's called research. It's called tributes. It's homages. It's not a ripoff. Joker.
Yep.
If I can just say one more response.
Yeah.
Those movies don't literally have the guy it's ripping off EPing the movie and have the star of the two movies it's clearly ripping off in the movie itself.
Yeah.
All right,
It's called
Austin,
an
30
homage.
seconds, your rebuttal.
No.
Yeah, right.
We'll do a roundtable about that. Save it. Austin
No,
and
no.
Aaron, you guys are on the roundtable for that one. I'm down.
Yeah, if we really want to go for like 4 hours, yeah. But it's been a minute since I've seen American Sniper. Like I remember seeing it, and like the main thing I remember is that the movie kind of dragged for me. Like it was just kind of long and just kind of a lot of the same kind of things. Like it's a good movie, but it's just like compared to the Joker. Like the Joker, I saw it twice in theaters because
Just Joker.
Usually if I really like a movie and I find someone who hasn't seen it, then I'm like, oh, we got to go see this movie. Like I'm taking you to go see it. So yeah, like it was really, really good. And like I thought that there was a powerhouse performance. I really love the way that it's shot, and also too, like, it had really great marketing too. Like I love some of the trailers for the Joker, just really got me to go to the theater. I know we're just talking about the movie itself, but I mean they did a good job with those trailers too. But yeah, I'm gonna vote for the Joker. So yeah, so it sounds like the Joker it is. Yeah. So let's see. I think we're almost to the end. I think we have 2 more matchups, but we got the Trial of the Chicago 7 going up against Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah.
Who's
Sure.
first?
Jordan, right? Yeah.
Shit, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Damn. All right, I want to drag it. I really love both. They're both in my top 10 of the years for each respective year. Screw it. I'm going with my heart, Mad Max. I just think it's beautiful. It zips. It's Charlize Theron's fantastic. Mad Max.
Yeah. Craig?
Yeah, I really enjoy both these as well, but I feel like with Mad Max Fury Road, there's more style, less substance, whereas the Trial of Chicago 7 has both style and substance. And like I said before, I'm a sucker for a great Michael Keaton performance, and dear God, he is amazing in this film. Sacha Baron Cohen should have won the Oscar for this film. Well, maybe not should have, but he was deserving of his nomination alongside Daniel Kaluuya, I should say. And this movie's one of the best ensembles of all time. Trial of Chicago 7.
Yeah. Henry?
Yeah, so the Trial of Chicago 7, it's one of those where I highly recommend it. It's a lot. I think this is the 4th or 5th time now. It's an Oscar bait movie that just is as good as as advertised. But Mad Max Fury Road, it's top tier of the decade, not just of its year and even of this top 64. Mad Max Fury Road by a landslide.
Yeah. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't care if it's style over substance. Mad Max Fury Road is one of the greatest visual experiences and best rides you'll ever take, literally and figuratively, that you'll ever take in a theater or at home or anywhere. And the fact that like an 80-year-old dude made it is fucking incredible. So yeah, Mad Max Fury Road. We need a movie like that plowing through this list. We need something like that.
It's driving on to the
Fury
next
Road.
round.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. So the Trial of the Chicago 7 is another one of my blind spots. I need to get around to seeing it, but
I recommend it, Jordan. You'll like it.
Oh yeah. Definitely sounds like even on paper it's one I would really like. So, yeah, Mad Max is in my top 64 hands down. Like I think it might be even in my top 20. Like it's just an amazing movie, and what George Miller was able to do. Like from the director of Happy Feet comes Mad Max Fury Road, and also all the.
I mean,
Mad
he
Max
did direct
movies.
also the other Mad Max film before this.
Yeah,
Sound like it's come out of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But just kind of like a contrast to just like see it in direct, like those different types of movies. But yeah, like and this movie came out. I was also working in a movie theater, but a different one than where I worked before, and like it prompted me to go back and watch all the original Mad Max movies because they're also really, really great. But yeah, like just the inventiveness and like just all the different vehicles and the wire work too, and just like it's just like an incredible thing to watch. And then having Tom Hardy come in as Mad Max, but like he barely even has any dialogue, and he's still great to watch. And like the thing that I love about the Mad Max series as a whole is that like it's Mad Max coming in just out of nowhere. You have some kind of crazy story like about like here's something like totally bonkers that happened to Mad Max like on his crazy journey through life, in this post-apocalyptic world. So yeah, Mad Max for sure. Yeah. So
Aaron?
Aaron?
Here's another controversial opinion back to back. I've seen Mad Max once. It did not click with me the first time. I think part of it was because everybody had hyped it up as like the best thing since sliced bread, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah, it's good, but I don't get what everybody's obsessing over. Trial of the Chicago 7 is literally it's a great script with just a powerhouse of performances. I mean, aside from the ones already mentioned, Yahya Abdul-Mateen as Bobby Seale. I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a great job. Frank Langella as the judge did a great job. So I'd say Trial.
Great job.
Rylance, Carol Lynch, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
And he ran in the comments that he actually, this is one of the ones where it's like, oh yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's
Jeremy Strong.
This was a tough
Jeremy Strong. Yeah,
tough matchup.
Jeremy Strong. So yes, Jeremy Strong. Don't forget Succession.
Yeah.
Jeremy Strong.
Jordan, what about you?
Yeah.
I said Mad Max.
Okay. Mad Max.
Yeah. So Mad Max.
But I love Chicago too.
But it wasn't. Yahya Abdul-Mateen wasn't in this. It was his son Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
You're right.
The fact checker got fact checks.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope a Schmoedown player knows the difference. So.
Yeah. we got her going up against the Post. So
this is the easiest decision I've had all day. I did not like the Post at all. I loved her all the way.
You're gonna make Paul Preston really mad. It's like his favorite movie ever.
Yeah, right.
Post is fine, but her is amazing. Oh yeah, ScarJo.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that wasn't supposed to be. It was originally filmed with Samantha Morton's voice. That's why the name is Samantha. And then afterwards, they're like, it doesn't work. So with ScarJo.
Yeah. They patted her.
Boom roasted.
Yeah.
Boom roasted.
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, the Post I kind of struggled to get through, and that when prepping for that Spielberg show, it was whatever. Her was really, really great, and it still holds up. So I'll go with her.
Yeah, and the Post, that's boring. Like I had a hard time getting through it, but like her, it's like who would have thought that you get so emotional just over this like operating system and like just a voice? I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, her. So.
I mean, I really like the Post, but her.
Yeah. Jordan?
Yeah, I kind of mentioned even before, for forgetting the Post was even nominated for Best Picture, that like this is Bridge of Spies. They're good. Tom Hanks, Spielberg. I don't think they can make a bad film, but it's not super like memorable and lovely. I really like her.
They tried with the Terminal. They tried.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. Like even that's got its moments. I disagree.
All right.
Yeah,
So
but
now's the
that's
part
the
of the
end of that.
show.
Yeah, not great, but
Now's the part of the
Okay.
show where it's
Let's run
getting
through it.
late. So we are going to kick it into
Oh, boy.
super mega overdrive. We literally 10 seconds or
Yeah.
less. I am going to hold everybody to it on the
10 seconds.
panel. 10 seconds or less. I will count you down if you have
Yeah.
not voted.
Hold it
Go
to
with
it.
your gut and just give us a vote. So
the date
no,
was
no,
November
no.
2nd. The
Yes.
theater was Rego. It was a
Yeah.
chilly night
Yeah,
outside.
Right. No essays, no pleasantries, just vote.
It
So
was a warm June
Henry,
evening.
the father versus Hell or High Water.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was muted. Hell or high water.
Okay, no problem.
I said it 10 times. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hell or High Water.
Lawson? Yeah, Hell or High Water. Aaron?
The father.
Yeah. Jordan?
Hell or High Water.
Yeah. Craig?
Hell or High Water.
All right.
Yeah. Hell or
I
High
think what
Water.
we've learned is I'm the dissenting opinion on this panel.
Maybe so,
I
yeah.
want to give shout out to that
Bad joke
movie. I
incoming,
love that
but forgot-
movie's getting so much love.
The father forgot to move forward. Hell or high water moves on.
You're the Malcolm of the panel. Like usually Malcolm's the one that's like totally different. So but
I'm that guy here often a lot too.
yeah. we got Boyhood against Parasite.
I think we
Parasite by a mile.
All right. Yeah, Parasite easy.
Parasite.
Yeah.
Parasite.
Jordan.
Parasite by a mile.
I'll say Parasite by 12 years.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Parasite,
Eller.
easy. Yep. But
One-liners are coming in hot.
We got Birdman against A Star Is Born. Might be hard for some people.
That is
Not for me.
Jordan?
Go with Birdman. Aaron?
Birdman.
I'll go to the Shallows. A Star Is Born.
Yeah. Craig?
Birdman. Michael Keaton all the way.
Yeah.
Birdman.
I just want to
Yeah,
take
Henry?
another look at you before Birdman moves on. A Star is Born.
Yeah.
Henry.
Austin?
Yeah, because he knows I'm voting for Birdman, not a Star Born. So yes.
Yeah. I'll take another
But A
look
Star
at
Is
you.
Born is brilliant.
Birdman
Yeah.
6 is moving on. Oh, wait, no, it's just the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see what this sequel looks like.
I want to
Yeah.
see Birdman 6 against Stab 6.
Oh, yeah. There you go. We got Hidden
Stab nine now.
Figures going up against Judas and the Black
Judas.
Messiah. All right.
Aaron?
All right. Similar
me?
vibe, I guess. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, they're not a similar vibe at all. But Judas and
Well-
the Messiah.
Whoa, look at the
No
races.
comment, Jordan. We're going to leave it there.
Yeah.
I agree. Judas and the Black Messiah.
Wait,
I
cut
was
that
like, one
part
of these
out.
films that
We're going to cut it up. No, I'm just kidding.
one of these films, main character lived to be 101. The other one killed himself because of what he did in the film. Judas
Yeah,
and the
right.
Black Messiah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Hidden Figures in like 6 years, and I saw Judas a couple months ago, and I think I remember more about Hidden Figures. I'm going to go Hidden Figures.
Yeah. Austin?
Judas.
I'm going to go Hidden Figures because I haven't seen Judas. So.
All right.
Wait, was that split? Wait, what was the voting?
No, 4-2 for Judas.
4-2.
4-2.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I was told there'd be no match.
Yeah,
I don't want to
right.
waste. I don't want to waste my tiebreaker on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry knows he's the next tiebreaker. He doesn't want. He's gonna wait for
Yeah.
All right.
We got Hacksaw Ridge going up against three.
Ooh, tough one.
Ooh,
Tiebreaker.
man.
All right.
10
All right,
seconds
Owens.
for this. Oh. All right.
JPO.
Hacksaw Ridge.
I mean, for me, again, everything about Three Billboards. I like Hacksaw Ridge. I like a lot of what's in there, but just wall-to-wall performances of Three Billboards, the directing, the acting, the writing, everything about Three Billboards is spot on. Three Billboards.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell's
Henry?
character is a piece of garbage, but Mel Gibson in real life is a piece of garbage. 3 billboards.
Yeah. Austin?
I'm gonna go 3 Billboards.
This one's right on par for me for like both of these. So I mean, like it's a coin flip. So I'll go 3 Billboards. Sure. Aaron?
I didn't even vote for it in the first round, but between this one, 3 Billboards.
Yeah. Well, 3 Billboards.
3 billboards make it to the third round.
Yeah.
Now it's run out of
3 to the
marketing.
third. Yeah.
Stick around.
Keep it going.
Right. We got
Spotlight.
Spotlight
Oh, this
going up
one's tough. I think I
against
remember. Oh no, it's not.
Brooklyn. All right.
Easy. Great.
All right,
Yep.
everybody, 3, 2, 1. Spotlight.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? No, Spotlight. Yeah.
Spotlight.
I think Spotlight. Pretty overall.
Let's get a consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Just
we're
move
gonna
it
put
on.
Spotlight through.
Was it 5-1?
I said
Was it
Brooklyn
5-1?
just to cause chaos, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you love Brooklyn. You do
Not-
love
not
Brooklyn.
this round.
so-
Yeah.
I
Not
do
this
like
round.
Brooklyn. Yeah, I'm definitely not turning coat on him.
Yeah.
It's not like Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I do like Brooklyn. Check it out.
Yeah. Well, we got 12 Years a Slave going up against Black Klansman.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. We'll start with Craig because we kind of skipped that one, so we'll go with Craig again.
Yeah.
All right. Both of these are fantastic films, but I gotta go for the movie that should have won Best Picture over the film that did win Best Picture. Give me Black Klansman.
Yeah. Henry?
Even though I haven't seen it in a long time, Black Klansman technically went down a little bit on rewatch, so I'm gonna go 12 years.
Yeah. Austin?
12 Years a Slave.
I got to go 12 Years a Slave. Yeah. Aaron?
Black Klansman.
Yeah. Jordan?
12 years a slave.
Oh,
What?
all right.
12 years, he
Almost
said.
a tie. Yeah.
He sounded like he was underwater for a second. I couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan for you.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, at least one movie for 12 years moved on to the next round.
Yeah.
Heyo.
112. Yeah. But we got Captain Phillips up against the
Big Short. Okay.
All right.
Henry.
I feel like Big Short's gonna win, but I'm not a big fan, and Captain Phillips is pretty cool. I'm gonna go Captain Phillips.
Yeah. Austin?
I like the Big Short more. I'll go with Big Short.
You like the Big Short more. I'll go with Big Short. Aaron?
Big Short.
Yeah. Jordan?
The Big Short.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your cat was blocking the mic last time, I think, blocking your mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Big Short.
All right.
Yeah.
The Big Short.
That's how you
Big
know
Short.
JPO's getting tired. The less you can hear him because he starts
Yeah.
to fade away from the mic.
Yeah.
That's all right. This is the fun part of the show
like Marty
where
McFly.
we
Fading
we
away.
crush through these votes. I love it. So let's do it.
Yeah.
We're on the other
Well,
side.
one
right.
side's already over. Let's go,
Yeah,
baby.
side.
Now right
Oh,
side's gonna
yeah.
be rough.
Let's go.
Yeah, this one might be
Yep.
rough. Let's see.
It'll be
Well,
rough,
maybe
so-
not the first one, but we'll see.
Keep
Not
versus
this
Get
one.
Out. Yeah, maybe not that one. Yeah. So
Austin.
Get Out.
Yeah. Yeah, Get Out. Aaron?
Get Out.
Jordan?
Bohemian Rhapsody can get out of this tournament. Get out.
Yeah, get out of here, Bohemian
Yeah,
Rhapsody.
yeah. Get Out, yeah.
I feel like out of
Right.
everyone here, I love Bohemian Rhapsody the most, but I am 100% going Get Out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uh, Time to put Bohemian
For sure.
Rhapsody in the sunken place. Get out.
yeah, get
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of
Gaynor
here.
is so scary.
Mhm.
We got Black Panther going up against Whiplash.
All right, okay.
Jordan.
All right, Jordan.
I think I'm gonna go Whiplash here. Yeah, it's really solid.
Whiplash.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, Whiplash.
Craig.
Black Panther.
Yeah,
Black Panther
Henry?
technically went up on a rewatch, but Whiplash by a mile.
yeah,
Yeah,
Austin.
I'll go with Whiplash.
yeah. Whiplash it is.
Black Panther. Why do you think I
Alright.
just threw a chair at your head?
Yep. Exactly.
Neiman.
We got the Revenant.
Here we go.
Going up against
Leo
Well,
versus
well,
Leo.
Ooh,
Leo versus Leo, baby.
All right.
This is coming.
this is
All right,
Uh,
Mr. Aaron. Go first.
Aaron.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep. Craig.
The Revenant.
Yeah.
With a different matchup, I might have fought for the Revenant more. But with that said, Wolf Wall Street's not fucking leaving. Wolf Wall Street.
Mhm.
Yep. Austin.
Wolfie, 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 Wolfie.
Yeah. Wolfie. Gotta pound the chest for Wolf.
Mhm.
Yep.
The fucking candle wax burns.
I
so
like
bad.
it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
They're over there. They're over there. They're even over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We got Moonlight going up against La La Land. Ooh, here we go.
In the rematch for the
Yes,
ages.
this happened. Yes.
Rematch.
This randomizer is
No.
not random. This was planned.
There's not. Yeah.
JPO.
Definitely playing.
All right, Mr.
Uh,
Owens. Who's going to
so
really
just-
win this time?
Yeah, I'm still the winner for me is Moonlight.
Who's more deserving, Craig?
Moonlight.
Yeah.
They are literally neck and neck in my top 100. They've always been neck and neck, but La La Land has always been one higher. So La La Land.
Yeah. Austin?
La La Land.
I'm gonna go La La Land. Yeah.
Ooh, it's close.
Aaron?
Aaron.
I mean, I'm gonna vote for Moonlight, but I guess we know what wins.
Well, not yet. Well, Henry,
got the tiebreaker.
they're neck and neck for Henry, so he's got to make a decision.
What are you gonna do? Gonna keep it or switch?
I got to stick with La La Land.
La La Land it is.
All right.
You weren't gonna do the La La Land was the winner. Oh wait,
no, sorry, it's really Moonlight.
Wait, no.
I voted for Moonlight ahead of time, thinking that it would have been that way. That would have been hilarious, but no, I couldn't.
Yeah. All right. Well, La La Land actually beat it out this time. So.
All right.
We got Room going up against Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Craig.
Jojo Rabbit all the way here.
Yeah. Henry.
This one's actually tough because they both technically went down or JoJo's been fine. Room. JoJo's gonna win, so I'll just go JoJo.
Yeah. Austin.
Room.
Damn it. I
We gotta go JoJo. Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit.
Aaron. Yep. Jordan.
Jojo Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jojo Rabbit. That's. Yep, that's my bowling name, my permanent bowling name for me, Jojo Rabbit. So, yeah, but next we got Sound of Metal up against 1917.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, Henry.
1917, but I highly recommend Sound of Metal.
Yeah. Austin?
1917.
Yeah, 1917. Aaron?
Unfortunately, I haven't seen Sound of Metal, so 1917.
Yeah.
Here we go, 1917.
Yep.
Shame
Craig?
on you all for not watching Son of Metal. Son of Metal.
Yeah. Well,
It
a
is.
little love.
Gotta stop saying shame on you all both times. You did that with Philomena too. Everyone but me.
I know. Well, I mean, on you all who haven't seen it. I'm
There
not
we
saying
go. Right.
everyone.
Yeah.
Crazy.
If it makes you feel better, I know for a fact my mother loved Philomena.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I think my mom did too. So
See,
yeah.
you know, we've been talking about dad movies. That's a mom movie.
Yeah,
Philomena's like a mom movie.
It is a little bit of a mom movie. I'm not gonna lie, it
Yeah.
is.
Call
Name
her
Judi
son and be like,
Dench.
I'm glad you weren't stolen from me when you were born.
Mhm.
Yeah. But we got Ford v Ferrari against the Joker.
Joker.
Damn it,
Oh, a rematch of the
Me first.
2019 Oscar season.
Yeah. Joker.
Lawson?
Joker.
Yeah, I gotta go with Joker.
Hey, you said it right.
Yeah.
Ford v Ferrari.
I got to vote for the Joker over the Ford v Ferrari. So the Joker.
Yeah, Craig?
Just because I'm such a Logan fan, Ford v Ferrari.
All right.
I don't know where this lines up, but I'm going Joker. But I'm curious, is that a tie or is that?
No, it's 4-2 for Joker.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Joker would have won because Austin would have had the tiebreaker. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would have had tiebreaker anyway. So yeah, Joker.
See, you could have forced him to lose his tiebreaker
You
if
could have
you'd
forced it.
chosen,
Yeah.
but you didn't.
got to come up with better tactics.
Well, Craig, I'm a huge James Mangold fan. Logan is my favorite movie of all time, but I still didn't vote for 4 v 4. So,
And
yeah.
shame on you.
but
Mad Max.
yeah. Mad Max.
So, by the way, Joker
her.
just beat Batman in that scenario there. The Joker beat
Yeah.
Batman.
True. Yeah. All right, who's first?
Jordan.
Mad Max Fury Road. Aaron?
Her.
Jordan?
Chihuahua, Mad Max.
Yeah. Craig?
Wholeheartedly her here. I love her so much.
Yeah. Henry?
They're both in my top 100, but Mad Max Fury Road's higher. But I wish I didn't have to pick between the two.
Yeah.
Mad Max.
Austin?
Mad Max.
Yep. Well, Mad Max it is.
Max would be mad if I didn't vote for him.
Right. Very mad. Yeah. And that's the end. So
Water.
the winner of the next one will be in our top 8 poll over in the Showdown Friends and Family. So you can watch for that tomorrow. That poll will be up over there on Facebook. So let's see. Let me zoom it out. We got Hell or High Water going up against Parasite. All right.
Oh fuck.
Ooh, tough. All right.
Is it me?
Yeah, Aaron first. So
Parasite.
yeah, all the winners of these make the poll. So choose wisely.
Yeah.
Parasite.
I just don't want to get trumped. I'm going to say Hell or High Water.
Yeah.
Hell or High
Right.
Water.
Parasite
Hell or High
already won
Water.
Best Picture. Hell or High Water wins this matchup. Hell or High Water.
Austin?
Hell or High Water.
I would have gone Parasite. So, but
Ooh, Hell or High Water, maybe with an upset. Yeah, maybe.
Upset,
Yeah.
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 I think that's the upset of the
Maybe
tournament so
upset.
far. Hell or High Water over
Yeah,
Parasite.
maybe.
Yeah. Right.
But a popular
Maybe.
upset.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
People
Birdman
alive,
going
where the hell's
up against
Parasite?
Judas
Where's
and the
the
Black
rival?
Messiah.
Ooh,
All
this is
right.
gonna be interesting.
All right, Jordan Owens,
Yeah.
you're up first.
Judas.
Yeah. Craig.
Birdman. Michael Keaton. We need to get a Michael Keaton in the Final Four.
right.
Birdman stood the
Yeah.
test of time, and I've already forgot about Judas. It's a good movie, but yeah, Birdman.
Austin.
Yeah, Birdman.
How about Judas? So, Aaron.
Birdman.
All right, Birdman makes it.
Birdman. It is.
So Michael Keaton makes it to the poll. There you go.
Yeah.
My former team partner would be
Makes it
happy.
in.
I think he could make it again. Isn't Spotlight still in it? In this next one?
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see.
They might go against each
So
other.
We got 3 billboards going up against Spotlight.
yeah, Spotlight. There it is. All right, we'll see. All right, Craig.
Yeah.
3 billboards. One I can't wholeheartedly 3 billboards here.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, Spotlight might eventually make it to my top 100, but 3 billboards is already there. 3 billboards.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, this one's really, really close for me, but I'll go 3 billboards by a hair.
This one's pretty easy for me. 3 billboards. So, Aaron.
Spotlight.
Yeah. Jordan.
Weirdly enough, I don't think I've ever voted for it yet, but I do really like it. 3 billboards.
Yeah. well, 3 billboards it is. All right. Let's see. We got.
Could have won the Big 5.
Yeah. We got 12 Years a Slave up against The Big Short. Okay.
Okay.
Who's first?
Henry.
I don't like The Big Short that much. 12 Years a Slave. It's 3 in a row. I'm voting for it. Let's go.
Yeah. Austin.
12 Years a Slave.
I really like The Big Short, but I think 12 Years a Slave is a much better movie. So 12 Years a Slave. Aaron.
12 Years a Slave.
Yeah. Jordan.
12 Years a Slave.
Yeah. Craig.
This is pit on pit violence. I believe Brad Pitt produced both of these films. I'm going to go with Big Short.
Yeah.
He did them both.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 12 Years a Slave it is, right? All right. Let's see. I think that's the end for that side.
Back to the other side.
Right.
Yep. Let's see which 4 make it on the other side.
Yeah. We got Get Out going up against Whiplash.
Whiplash. Oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's shocking that
Ooh.
one of these doesn't make it into the. I feel
Yes.
like one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough. All right.
I'm up first.
You're up first?
Yeah. I want some horror in the poll. Get Out.
Yeah, like this is literally like a coin flip for me, but I'm gonna go Whiplash, I think. So
I mean,
Aaron?
isn't Whiplash also a horror film?
In ways.
sort of is, yeah, but it's a pretty crazy
Kinda.
villain, yeah.
As someone who took music through all 4 years of high school, if I had a teacher like that fucker, it'd be a horror movie. Whiplash.
Yeah. Jordan?
Oh man, this breaks my heart. Get Out.
Yeah. Craig?
Get Out.
Whiplash.
I want to shout out to
Oh.
J.K. Simmons for being from Detroit. Detroit's on J.K. Simmons, but Get Out.
And I went Whiplash.
We have a tie?
I go to.
We have a tie, and I'm putting horror in the poll. Get Out.
Oh, all right. That's sad. See you, Whiplash.
At least he doesn't get to make a more important decision. Thanks, Henry.
Yeah.
Whiplash dragged on that one. Get Out's Russian.
Yeah.
To the next round.
Yeah, but right.
Boo. Sorry, guys.
Good job.
Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street
La La
versus
Land?
La La.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Jordan.
Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. Aaron?
See, now here's where runtime bites it. I'm actually going to go La La Land.
Oh, yeah. Jordan?
Wolf of Wall Street felt way shorter than La La Land and did to me. Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craig?
La La Land.
Yeah. Henry?
I quote Wolf Wall Street more, but I love La La Land more. La La Land.
Ooh. Austin?
We're gonna take this poll into the fucking stratosphere. Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
And Jordan's got the tie. Make it happen.
Oh, yeah. Wolf of Wall Street, hands down. Yep.
Fuck yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Two movies about
All
a
right.
bunch of white people. It's all right.
Yep. But we got Jojo Rabbit going up against 1917.
World War
I'm
II.
not voting.
Yeah,
It's
right.
a 2019 versus 2019.
Yeah, Aaron's up
Yeah.
first.
One of these movies was my number 2 of that year. One of them was my number 3. 1917.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta look because it's like the same thing to me. They're in like the top 2 or 3 for sure.
Yeah.
1917? Question mark.
Sure.
1917.
Yeah. Craig?
My love for Jojo Rabbit will not die. Just think of those shoes. Just think of ScarJo's shoes, man. Jojo
I know.
Rabbit.
Oh, the shoes, yeah. Yep. Henry?
This was pretty easy. 1917.
Yeah. Austin?
Easy for me too. 1917.
Well, I gotta go
Damn.
Jojo Rabbit because it's like my nickname throughout, like everywhere I go, people call me that. So yeah, Jojo Rabbit.
But it's 4-2 for
but it's-
1917.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not mad about it. 1917 is great. So, but Joker versus Mad Max.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, who's first?
Jordan Owens.
All right, you got.
I'm gonna go Joker.
Yeah, Craig.
This is a tough one because I actually kind of have similar levels of enjoyment for both of these. Joker.
Yeah.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Henry?
Joker got bumped off my top 100 last minute. Mad Max Fury Road never left.
Yeah, Austin.
Just to piss off the internet, I'm gonna go Joker.
Sure. Well, I gotta go Mad Max Fury Road easy. So yeah. Aaron.
Joker.
Ooh, all right.
He didn't go where I thought he'd go on that one.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
said Mad Max is overrated.
Yeah.
And he said he technically likes Joker despite his.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I just think it's unoriginal.
Yep. So, into the final 8. All right.
All right.
One of us.
And I
We
forgot
both
to
got one.
write down the 2 on the left side, so I'll catch them here when we go scroll down. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
I wrote down Hell or High Water and Birdman already. I forgot what the other 2 were. We'll get there.
By Hell or High Water
Versus Birdman, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just zooming it out. But yeah. Who's up?
All right. So Craig.
Craig.
This is a tough one because I really love both of these films. I'm gonna fly with Michael Keaton all the way to the final 4 though. Give me Birdman.
Hell or High Water's in my top
All right.
100. Birdman's not. Hell or High Water, baby.
Yeah. Austin.
Hell or High Water. Ben Foster, baby.
Yeah, Ben Foster for Hell or High Water. Absolutely.
Only assholes drink,
Aaron?
Mr. Pud.
Birdman.
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan.
I love the Ben Foster love. Hell or High Water.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's in the final
All
4.
right. In the final 4
Yeah.
goes Hell or
It was
High
a sleeper
Water.
in the Oscars, and it's a sleeper right now.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's the dark horse of the
Sleeper,
tournament. It's hanging in there.
We got 3 billboards going up at 12 Years a Slave. Ugh.
Okay.
All right.
Talk about piss off the internet.
Yeah. Right.
This is tough.
Who's it on?
This is Henry first. Yeah.
I've been voting for 12 Years Slave very easily so far until now. 3 billboards very easily.
Yeah. Austin.
This is neck and neck for me. 12 years.
I gotta go 3 at billboards pretty easily actually. So Aaron.
One's more rewatchable, but 12 years.
Yeah. Jordan.
12 years of Billboard. Three billboards.
Sure. Yeah. Craig.
I gotta go 3 billboards.
Ooh. All
3
right.
billboards hanging in there.
It's a movie Man 82 US is asking if Arrival was in the tournament. Arrival was in the tournament. It
Yes,
lost because
A couple of
lost
assholes.
because of tiebreaker because 2
Yeah.
people voted for Brooklyn over Arrival who had never
The
seen
movie's
Brooklyn.
overrated.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Arrival sucks. That's why.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I voted for Brooklyn out of my heart.
Yeah, Steve.
I know. I just said
hate
I
it.
said 2 people
I know.
did it because they, without having seen it, you actually saw Brooklyn and loved it, so that's fine.
So with that said,
right.
I'm very happy about the left side. 2 of my favorite movies are on
We got
in the
Get
final.
Out
Yeah.
versus Wolf of
Happy.
Wall Street. Ooh.
Oh yeah. I'm
They're not
first.
getting easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frick.
Yeah, I was happy to get Out into the poll, but Wolf of Wall Street's one of my favorites of the last 10 years. Wolf of Wall Street, pretty easily.
Yeah, like Wolf of Wall Street is in my top 64. Get Out just misses it, but it's in my top 100, so I got to go Wolf of Wall Street. But Aaron?
Get Out.
Yeah. Jordan?
It's a tough one. Tough one. We'll keep it tied. Get Out.
Ooh, all right. Craig?
100% Get Out here.
Ooh, well, all right, Henry. What's it gonna be?
Wolf of Wall Street is not moving on because Get Out is moving on.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. So
Jordan Peele greater than Martin Scorsese. We said it. No, I'm just
By the way,
kidding.
remember when I talked
Yeah,
about 2017 being such a great year? You realize 2 of our final 4 so far are 2017 films? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Got 1917 versus Joker.
Joker. All right.
So,
Jordan Anderson.
Another matchup of 2019 films.
yeah.
Yeah.
Might be 2019 versus.
We clearly like the latter half of the 2010s.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go 1917 here. So, Aaron,
1917.
Jordan.
A reviewer once said Joker's not as original as most people say it is. So 1917.
Sure. Craig.
I want to advance. Joker.
Yeah.
Send in the clowns,
Winner?
Joker.
Oh. Austin.
Joker. I mean, 1917 ripped off its material from World War One. So I mean,
Joker.
Joker.
This is perfect because I'm the tiebreaker, motherfucker. Send 1917 on.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And guess what? We still got Joker into the fucking poll, and it's going to win the poll. Watch. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. Get Out might win the poll, but yes, I get what you're saying.
All right. Well, we got Hell or High Water versus 3 Billboards. So.
All right.
First?
So who's going to go to the championship? We'll start with Aaron.
Yeah. All right.
I like Hell or High Water. I don't know how it got this far. 3 Billboards.
Yeah. Jordan?
I'm just based on chaos. Hell or High Water.
Sure, yeah. Craig?
Let's get a 2017 versus 2017 finals. Give me 3 Billboards.
Yeah.
I keep saying it. 3 Billboards should have won the Big 5. 3 Billboards.
Yeah. Austin?
I like Machine Guns, Hell or High Water.
Yeah. Well, 3 Billboards should have won the Big 5. I agree with that statement. So, yeah, 3 Billboards.
All right,
Bing
3
bong.
Billboards.
All right.
Into the championship.
Well, they wouldn't have won the Big
Into the
5 because it didn't lead actor nom.
True.
They could have.
Both Woody and Sam were supporting.
They could have finessed
It
it.
should have. Yeah, right.
Maybe put Woody as the lead, and I don't know. It's hard to.
All right.
Yeah.
He dies too early, though, doesn't he?
Whoa.
Spoiler
Get
alert.
Out.
Old.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, no. But Get Out versus 1917. So,
All right, Mr. Owens, you're up first. Get Out 1917.
Damn, I'm perfectly happy with whatever wins here. 1917 for me.
Craig?
I want this 2017 versus 2017 matchup. Give me Get Out.
All right.
My favorite year is 2016. Unfortunately, none of those made it this far. But 2017 is going to move on for me. Get Out.
Yeah. Austin?
Get Out knocked out Wolf of Wall Street, so it's 1917.
Damn. So your favorite's going to lose to a loser?
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with whoever wins here, but I got to go with 1917. So, Aaron?
What's the vote? Just out of curiosity.
I'm not telling you.
White
vote
final.
is
Looking like a white final.
The vote is 3 votes 1917, 2 votes Get Out.
Or is it? Or maybe it's not.
No. It's 3 for Get
I had
Out,
my
right?
fun last round.
It's
Get
2
Out.
for 1917, right? Oh, okay.
All right, it's a tie, and it goes to Mr. Owens.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm just sticking with what I said, man. 1917.
All right,
right.
1917.
1917. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is it.
This is it. 3 Billboards versus 1917 for the title.
Who's up first?
And Craig, Barbarian, you're up first, sir. What do you got?
All right.
It's fine when you look at that picture of the screen art for 1917. This is 2019 versus 2017. It's like right there. Let's take 3 billboards to the final to the winner. 3 billboards.
Yeah.
I really wish this
Henry?
would have been more difficult for me to have to pick, but 3 billboards easily. But I love 1917, but I love 3 billboards way more.
Yep. Austin?
1917.
Well, I would have picked 1917 up until yesterday when I freaking watched 3 billboards, and it was awesome. So 3 billboards. So
Talk about recency bias.
Aaron?
1917.
yeah.
Sure.
1917.
Hey,
ironically,
appropriately enough, it should end on a tie for the finals, and our guest of honor, our Schmodown guest, gets the tie-breaking vote. Put through whatever you want, sir.
Ironically, by you putting 1917 in instead of Get Out, it gives me the tiebreaker here, so I will go with 3 billboards.
Ooh,
I like
3 billboards.
I don't know which one I would have picked between 3 billboards or Get Out, but 3 billboards.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been tough. Those are those are really close in my top 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that was a fun tournament, man. So
The poll is gonna hate us that's number 1. Let's be
yeah.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think a lot of the hate, a lot of the backlash that film got was of the moment and of the conversation that was being generated specifically to hurt its Oscar chances, less so about the actual quality of the film.
And now a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about 3 billboards," like because I just recently brought up my top 100. So people are like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that movie." Similar to Hell or High Water.
Might turn more people onto it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking forward to the next 64, which we'll be doing in about a month from now. So if anybody wants back on there, you're all welcome to come back on for another round if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that'll do it for us tonight. So 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri is our winner. So yeah. So
right.
but yeah, so we'll go around the horn and if you have anything you want to promote, tell us where we can find you. And we'll start with AA Ron. Where can we find you?
Absolutely happy to be here and be the dissenting opinion. It's all love, guys.
Yeah.
You guys,
you were the Malcolm Lay for this evening, so it's fine. It works.
Yeah.
The main thing you guys can find me a part of, which includes dissenting opinions, is Movie Battleground. If you remember that old thing called Movie Fights, it's basically that. We have fans and different people debate topics over movies. I always like to plug it by pointing out who is competitors on this panel. Jordan Owens, Austin Howell, and Henry Sanchez are all active competitors. Austin and Henry have already played each other in Movie Battleground. So if you're interested in watching movie discussion and movie debate, TMG Entertainment is the channel. Every Thursday and every Saturday, new matches go up.
And if you thought me and Aaron's back and forth was good here, go watch some of the other episodes we've appeared on together, and you'll have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. Nice. Well, Jordan, where can we find you?
Over at the Pierce Co. Pierce, like Pierce your ear, the Pierce Co. channel. We do some movie trivia. We have some fun there. You might see some of these people over there, as well as a podcast show about shows, weekly reviews, a top 10 of sorts. And then as well as the Pierce Wrestling channel, we got some wrestling trivia happening over there, as well as exclusive live matches from the state of Florida, everyone's favorite state. And also don't check Real Pro Wrestling, RPW Wrestling. We're running Ave Maria, Fort Myers, and Port Charlotte in the next couple months. So check us out on there. Find us on Facebook and YouTube as well.
Yeah, and I also had fun with your picks and lists show too. That was a good time too. Watching.
Yeah, we'll get you on there soon, Jordan.
Oh yeah, for sure. Craig, where can we find you?
Find me on Twitter at Barbarian Craig, and you can find me on Instagram at CF Gaynor. C is in Craig, F is in Frank. Gagner's Gaynier isn't the French word to win, because all I do is win, just like 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri did tonight. And you can also find me in season 9 of the Schmodown, coming very, very soon.
Nice. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Henry, where can we find you?
Yeah, go ahead and watch over on Henry Confidential, right where my name is right there. It makes it easy. I have a show with Austin. Let's rank stuff. So far, we've done Rocky, Tarantino, Nolan, Rambo, Saw, and tomorrow we're doing Fincher. I also do There Will Be Trivia, which I just reinvented. So it's kind of like a 3v3 teams thing of random crap. And then I have a podcast of the round table where we just literally sit back for an hour and just talk about whatever. I start a topic and we just riff off for an hour, and it's a blast. So those are the shows I'm doing. Henry Confidential,
Nice.
and then obviously everything on here, and then Battleground. Watch me beat people's ass all the time in debate. It's fun.
Yeah. Sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, the only thing I'll shout out is Jacob Barber was gracious enough to have me as his co-host for a podcast about movies, and I know Jordan Owens down there has a podcast with him as well, a podcast about wrestling. So please check that out if you're a wrestling fan. But a podcast about movies. We've been doing a couple episodes here and there. It's been a lot of fun. Our most recent one is up where we went through all the years we've been alive and picked a favorite movie from each of those years. So it was a little bit longer than what we usually do, but it was a lot of fun, and we had a good time just spitting our favorite movies from each of those years. So good time. So go check that out. Podcast about movies and subscribe.
Yeah. And you can find us all over the social media at Movie Hero 2121. So we're on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. You can find the Elite 8 poll over in the Showdown Friends and Family group over on Facebook. And then just a little preview of some episodes we have coming up. If anyone wants on, you can just DM me, and I'm always happy to have anyone back or anyone who wants on. So, but we're going to be doing this Friday. We'll be doing best basketball movies. We've been doing a bit of a sports series, so we'll be talking best basketball movies. Then we also have coming up best One Crazy Night movies. So, and then we're also doing best comedies of the 70s coming up, and then we're going to be doing one for best Simpsons characters. And then also for the start of the Olympics, we're going to be doing best winter sports movies coming up. So those are some of the topics that we have going on over at our channel, right here on the Movie Hero Network. So yeah, but that was a fun time. So thanks again, guys, for coming on. And yeah, that'll do it for us tonight. So for Aaron, for Jordan, for Craig, for Henry, for Austin, I've been Jordan Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.